Press, a member of the Journal Media Group.
GD Ritzy's is a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. GD Ritzy's menu features hamburgers, grilled chicken sandwiches, old-fashioned peanut butter and jelly, and ice cream. With 3 Evansville locations: west at 4810 University Drive, on the north side at 4320 North 1st Avenue, and on the east side at 601 North Green River Road. GD Ritzy's is open from 10 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, and 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. GD Ritzy's, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
Here.
And about now. All right, welcome back to the Evansville Otters pregame show. Let's get to the starting lineups. For the Otters, batting first, playing second base, number 2, David Cronin. Batting second, playing left field, number 5, Keith Grieshaber. Batting third, the third baseman, number 7, Ryan Long. Batting fourth, the first baseman, number 28, Carlos Castro. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, number 19, Dakota Phillips. Batting sixth, the catcher, number 25, Rob Calabrese. Batting seventh, the shortstop, number 6, Anthony Maselli. Batting eighth, in his fourth consecutive start, number 35, in right field, Justin Irby. And batting ninth, the center fielder, number 3, Jack Meggs. On the mound will be the Frenchman, number 29, Jacques Pichou. We're about to sing the national anthem, and when we come back, we'll get the first pitch from Bosse Field. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on 91.5 WUEV.
It's game time for the Otters on 91.5 FM WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
3-1. Long. Toward right. Toward the corner. Toward the foul pole and over the wall. Fair. Home run for Ryan Long.
First pitch. Cronin crushes it in the air to deep right field. He bat flips it and it's way out of here.
Don't forget, Otters fans, you can catch every Evansville Otters broadcast on 91.5 FM WUEV, online at evansvilleotters.com, and through the WUEV mobile app.
Roxon deals the 2-2 pitch. Fastball called strike 3 on the inside corner. Vail rings up Bissell to end it, and the Otters are going back to the postseason.
Now, let's go out to the ballpark for all of the action.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank the Evansville Courier.
Welcome to Evansville Otters Baseball. This is Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. Otters are celebrating their 25th anniversary tonight here at Bosse Field. Bill, from your perspective, what does that mean to you?
Well, 25 years. I've been with the Otters for 15 of those 25. And, of course, I can remember when we first came here, Jim Miller was the general manager, and Mr. Sullivan from New Jersey owned the ball club, and Boots Day was the original manager.
Of the Otters?
Yes, of the Otters, and they traveled in a church school bus.
Really?
Yes. Of course, in those days, I believe maybe 70 games was what the maximum was, and I think Boots was... I'm going to say 29-38 or something like that, his record. But, no, they didn't have the 100 games, or actually 96 games that we have now. Theirs was like 70. So, and there was a lot of teams, Newark, Ohio, and Zanesville, and then Johnstown, Pennsylvania, a lot of those teams. I think Evansville's the longest We came in, they started, I think it was in 93, I'm going to say. The league started, and the Otters came in 95. So Evansville's been the longest, I believe, in the league.
Yes, Andy mentioned that in our interview earlier.
Oh, he did?
He did. The longest independent team in the league. And it goes credit to show the history of the Otters. And we're going to celebrate a bunch of that tonight. There's a free hat to the first 1,000 fans presented by the Heritage Federal Credit Union. It is a black hat with the Otters 25th anniversary logo. To the plate to start this game will be Jack Parenti. Now, the Boomers yesterday hit the cover off the baseball. 6 of their 12 hits were for extra bases.
Do I remember? You sure it was 6? I think it was, I know 3 doubles, 1 triple, 1 home run, and was there 4 doubles?
There might have been, yes.
Okay.
Jacques Pichou making his debut in professional baseball here in Otterville, as Bill likes to call it.
Oh, yes.
Jacques went to Austin Peay University, and in his senior year, he had a 3.07 ERA with 108 strikeouts and only 37 walks. He throws a first pitch strike to Jack Parenti. Lefty on lefty matchup. The count is at 0-1. Pichou kicks and fires the 0-1. Fly ball. That will go to left field and will be caught by Anthony Miceli at shortstop for out number 1. 2 pitches, 1 quick out there for Pichou.
Yeah. And while we're waiting for the next batter up, we are honored tonight to have Secret Weapon back with us. And there he is. He's waving to the crowd.
One of the best fans here in Otterville.
The best fan.
He has his cowbell ready when necessary.
Yes, he does.
First pitch to Dylan Jones, who hit that 2-run home run yesterday, is a ball outside. Count at 1-0. And I got to tell you, that home run yesterday he hit was a rocket. The 1-0 from Pichou. Called strike on the inside corner. That was that upper right-hand part of the strike zone. Count even at 1 with 1 out.
I think his first at bat, he hit that terrific double first before the home run.
The 1-1, a called strike. Oh, that was a ball. Did not see that hand go up. That looked pretty close, though.
Yes, it did.
The 2-1.
That's a strike.
That's a called strike on the inside corner.
Yeah.
Now that on the lower right-hand part of the strike zone, right by the knees of Dylan Jones. Saw his home run power yesterday. Pichou agrees with the sign from his catcher, Calabrese. The 2-2 will be a fly ball, and Castro not able to make the catch right near the first base bag in foul territory. Count remains even at 2. Otters in their navy blue uniforms with their white letters and numbers and the maroon trim. The Schaumburg Boomers in their alternate orange uniforms with a white letter and number on the front with the Boomers logo, black numbers with a white trim.
Yeah, Mr. Jones was jammed on that last one that, was a fluke fly ball, and he just changed bats, so I believe he broke that bat on that swing.
Count even at 2. Pichou will kick and fire. Ground ball foul down the first base line. Count remains at even at 2. Got a good crowd tonight thus far.
Well, those hats, I tell you what, they're worth the admission to just get in here. The $6. I mean, the hat's worth more than that. So if you want a hat that's of quality, give us the $6 and come. And
fly ball right field, and that will drop for a base hit. 1 bounce in front of Irby. He'll throw it over to Cronin, and that was a really good throw to the cutoff man. Will be limited to a single. Jones at first.
I'll tell you what, he does swing a mean bat, that guy.
It'll bring up Jimmy Galuski, probably one of the better names in the entire Frontier League. Galuski is batting 111 on the year. He had a double that was a rocket yesterday back in the 3rd inning. First pitch, call inside for a strike. 0-1 the count to Galuski. Galuski was 1 for 4 yesterday with a double and a run scored.
They've reversed themselves. This guy was batting second last yesterday, and Jones was third, and they're just the opposite tonight.
They were flipped.
Yep.
Runner at first. Pishu checks the runner. Now fires the 0-1, swing and a miss for a strike 2. I got to tell you, Pishu's throwing some heat early.
Yeah, so far he looks pretty good. He's throwing strikes. You're right. Got good motion out there, and let's hope he continues for at least 8 or 9 innings.
That would be nice.
Yes, it would be.
Pishu checks the runner at first. The 0-2. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. That's strike number 3 and out number 2. That high fastball, Bill, the hitters always want to swing at, but they're always late. Late majority of the time, I should say.
Right, but the high fastball with 2 strikes it's like an invitation to the president's inaugural ball. It's something you want to be part of. The only thing is the limo is still at the hotel when you're ready to leave.
Nick Odo to the plate, the hot-hitting Nick Odo, batting .333 on the year. He was 3 for 4 yesterday. Yeah. The RBI double, another double, and a single. First pitch to Odo in the dirt for a ball. Calabrese stands up, attempting to throw down to first base. Instead, he'll throw it back to Jacques Pishu, the left-handed thrower from Austin P University, making his first professional start in his career.
Well, Mr. Jones is on first base, and as Pierre, I'm nicknaming him Pierre,
Next pitch, outside in the dirt for a ball. Count moves to 0-2.
No, Jacques. We ought to stay with the Jacques. And anyway, Mr. Jones is going back to first base on the delivery, so Jacques has got him faked out.
2-0 the count. The pitch. Fly ball, center field. Going back is Maselli, and he will not be able to make the catch. Runner is now on first and second. Odo, and I believe
it's got to be a base hit. Nobody touched it, so that gives him 4 hits out of 5 times at bat. Even though it wasn't a rocket, it still was a base hit. And
more of a bloop.
Yeah, well, years ago they'd call it a Texas ligger. And that would be anything that drops over the infield that an infielder couldn't get. And of course, the outfielder can't get it, so it's a Texas ligger. And we've got quite a few Texans on our Otter team.
Yes, we do.
So they probably know all about that.
To bring up Clint Hardy, who's batting near the bottom of the lineup last week. First pitch to Hardy, inside for a ball. Count it 1-0. Hardy batting .239 on the year. He was 1 for 4 yesterday with a single and a strikeout. Otter fans are familiar with Hardy as he broke up Patrick McGuff's no-hitter last Friday and then scored the game-winning run in extra innings last Saturday. The 1-0. Cold strike on the outside corner. Count even at 1. Good breaking pitch right there.
Yes, it was an off-speed breaking pitch, which was very, very effective.
Runners on first and second. 1-1 the count. The pitch. Fly ball. Left field. Going back is Meggs. And he will make the catch at the warning track and left center field. 2 runners stranded as we head to the bottom of the first. No score here in Evansville, Indiana at Bosse Field. You listen to Evansville Otters Baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
This summer, the Frontier League heads to the Big Apple as its brightest stars battle the Can-Am League's finest in the historic first-ever Frontier League Can-Am League All-Star Celebration. It's July 9th and 10th in beautiful Rockland County, nestled in New York City's suburbs. Slide to rocklandboulders.com for tickets and lodging information to see the best baseball stars shine in New York. Again, visit rocklandboulders.com and show support for your team in the Frontier League Can-Am League All-Star Game.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural,
You must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811. Brought to you by Indiana 811.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank the Evansville Courier and Press for their support and coverage of Otters baseball. The Evansville Courier and Press provides news, sports, and weather coverage to the Tri-State, both in a print and online edition. The Evansville Courier and Press can be found online at courierandpress.com, as well as on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. The Evansville Courier and Press, a member of the Journal Media Group.
Back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. Bottom of the first here in Bossy Field. We're celebrating the 25th anniversary of Evansville Otters baseball tonight. And it's a special night. They got the giveaway hat with the 25th anniversary logo. We have fireworks tonight. And throughout the game, there will just be a handful of activities. Feel free to come down to the ballpark tonight if you're listening in your car.
Yes, but don't take your hands off that wheel. Just leave it on 91.5 FM.
Until the commercial break. We have a left-handed pitcher starter for both teams tonight. Aaron Rozek will be the pitcher for the Schaumburg Boomers. The last time the Otters saw Rozek was in the rubber match of last Sunday's series between the Boomers and Schaumburg. Rozek went 6 innings, only allowing 1 run on an RBI triple from Jack Meggs that scored Anthony Maselli. Anthony Maselli in that particular game was 3 for 3 with a sac bunt. So it makes sense why Anthony Maselli's back in the lineup tonight for the Otters. To the plate will be David Cronin. We got a lefty-on-lefty matchup.
Dave had a pretty good night last night, didn't he not?
Yeah, he was 2 for 5 with 2 singles and a run scored. He'll lift this one to left field, and that will drift just foul. Bounce on the left field line, foul near the bullpen of the Schaumburg Boomers. And instead of a single, it'll be a long strike one.
Just out the reach of the left fielder. He really, he had an overdrive, but not good enough.
Rozek entering today's game with a 1-2 record and a 2.33 ERA. Not a big strikeout pitcher, but likes to put the ball in play for his defense. Cronin with an 0-1 count, the pitch. Shows bunt now, drags his bat back, doesn't matter. It's a called strike 2 in the inside corner. 0-2 the count to Cronin, lefty-on-lefty matchup. Cronin, who played in the Chicago White Sox organization in 2017, played with the Otters last year. The 0-2, low in the dirt for a ball. Count moves to 1-2.
You know, I know it's 2 strikes, but boy, look at that third baseman. He's playing mini short, and he's back to the outfield grass. And I tell you what, if Dave could put a bunt down, he's got a base hit. But with 2 strikes, that's kind of tough.
I just laced the one down the left field line.
Yeah.
Check swing. Cronin doesn't go around home plate. Count now even at 2. David Cronin is a big fan of Chicago deep dish pizza. He's from Orland Park, Illinois, outside of Chicago. The 2-2. Liner, and that will drop for a base hit. Cronin leads off the game with a single for the Otters.
Can't ask for anything better to start the game off.
Great way to set the tone.
That's right.
So yesterday, Schaumburg took the first punch. Now the Otters need to respond, and they're able to do that as of now with Cronin at first. Keith Grieshaber to the plate. He did not play yesterday. He is batting .281 on the year. One of the memorable plays we remember from Keith Grieshaber was the double play he had back on Thursday night from left field. Throw over to first. That's not in time. Rozek with that quick pickoff move. Jimenez, the first baseman for the Boomers, not able to make the tag in time. Next pitch to Keith is a ball inside. 1-0 to Grieshaber, the St. Louis native. And Bill, I don't know if you know, but today was the St. Louis Blues Stanley Cup parade.
Unfortunately, I missed it. I didn't know. I didn't get the invitation, so I'm sorry.
Oh, it was an open invitation to the public.
Oh, well, not personal?
Not personal.
Oh, I don't go there.
Now, it was a personal invitation if you were going to go on the float or on one of the cars.
Okay, so they refused me then, okay.
Yeah, I guess so. They refused me too.
Keith I don't know if Keith was bunting in a sacrifice or Keith was trying to get a bunt for a base hit. I don't know, but whatever it was.
It went foul.
Yes, but he was running when he made contact, and if it's a sacrifice, you got to stay at the home plate to make sure it's there.
Right, if you touch the home plate when you bunt,
you're out.
Yes.
Yes, you can't.
Wanted to clarify with you.
Yes, you can't make contact.
The 1-1, low in the dirt to Grieshaber. Count moves to 2-1. No outs here in the bottom of the first, no score. David Cronin, the batter, moments ago, he singled here to lead off the Otters in the bottom of the first. Rosick, the lefty from the left side of the rubber. Fly ball in the infield. Gonzalez will make the catch for out number 1.
That was a high inside pitch that Keith was jammed. You don't swing at those things if you can't get your elbows out from your body, it's going to be a cheap fly or a blooper, whatever. A batter's got to extend his arms, get his elbows away.
Ryan Long to the plate. He had his 24th RBI last night. First pitch to Long. Called a strike. Cronin still second. He's safe. Sliding head first is David Cronin with a stolen base. Now the Otters have a runner in scoring position with 1 out here in the first.
Tonight's Saturday. Thursday night, Cronin got on, I believe, with a walk that night.
Yep.
Stole second. It was a bad throw. Went to third. And Mr. Long, when the batter now, come up and I believe got the base hit and drove in the first run.
Sac fly for an RBI.
Sac fly. Okay.
Still, that's what you
RBI.
need to do to get it done. Fly ball, left center field, and that will drop all the way to the wall in left center. Rounding third easily and heading home is David Cronin. Standing with an RBI double to get the Otters on the board is Ryan Long. RBI number 25.
Yep. And I don't know if you noticed, Andy had his hands up to Mr. Long, stop there. And Ryan had just touched second base when Andy had the stop sign up. I thought he could have went to third because the ball was still in the center fielder's hands, and he was against that fence up there at Ritzy. But again, Andy's playing it safe, and that was the right move.
Got to give another shout-out to our guy's secret weapon with the cowbell.
Oh, yes.
When we brought in that first run. First pitch to Carlos Castro is outside for a ball. Count at 1-0. Long at second with the RBI double. Castro batting .276 on the year. The 1-0 is outside for a ball once more. Count at 2-0.
You're talking about secret weapon. Now, he's going to wave and tell me I'm wrong, but I believe secret weapon's originally a Connecticut.
Oh.
See him shake his head? But he married a girl from Evansville.
Got it. The 2-0, low and away for a ball. That's 3 pitches low in the dirt to Carlos Castro. A hitter's count. I think I'd give Carlos the green light the way he's been hitting the ball lately. Long at second, he has the RBI double to bring in Cronin to put the first run on the board for the Otters. Fly ball, right field. Going back is Hardy. He'll make the catch at the warning track. Ryan Long will tag from second to third. Another runner in scoring position for the Otters with 2 outs.
I'm going to repeat myself, and I've said it for year after year after year. On a 3-0 count, Andy allows his batters to swing away. I'm not questioning it, but I'm going to say In all of the years I've watched batters swing on a 3-0, I've yet to see anyone get a base hit. So I would say, as I've always said, hey, don't swing on a 3-0.
Well, here's Dakota Phillips. He was one of the few Otters who had success last night. He was 2 for 3 with a single, a double, 2 runs scored, and a walk.
And his mother called you in, too, didn't she? Or
Message on the YouTube comment page.
Oh, okay.
Did not text me.
Oh, okay. Well, again, I don't know the difference between tweeting and texting and whatever else. I failed that course.
Social media 101, you got an F?
Yeah, no. A double F.
Swing and a miss from Phillips on a fastball. Count even at 1. The first pitch was a ball. Dakota hitting .269 on the year. The man from Nacogdoches, Texas.
I got a great-granddaughter, 7 years old. She comes over to fix the internet.
The 1-1 inside for a ball. Count moving to 2-1. It's interesting because both men from Texas hit the ball well here at Bossy Field.
Yeah. Oh, you mean that guy on third base?
Yes.
I forgot his name. Short, is it?
It's long. 2-1 in the dirt for a ball. Count moves to 3-1 to Dakota. So Long hitting at Bossy Field. He has an average of .348, 16 hits, 16 RBIs. Now 17 today. 8 runs and 3 home runs. Dakota Phillips hitting .379 at Bossy Field. He has 19 total bases, 11 hits, and 6 RBIs. The 3-1 to Phillips. Line drive, right field, and that will drop for a base hit. Just bearing on the right field line. Touching home is Ryan Long, sliding at second base. Is out. Will be credited with the run. The run will score.
Right.
So it'll be a single, and then he tried to extend it to second base, and he was called out. Otters on the board, 2-0 after 1. You are listening to Evansville Otters baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
GD Ritzy's is a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. GD Ritzy's menu features hamburgers, grilled chicken sandwiches, old-fashioned peanut butter and jelly, and ice cream. With 3 Evansville locations, west at 4810 University Drive, on the north side at 4320 North 1st Avenue, and on the east side at 601 North Green River Road. GD Ritzy's is open from 10 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, and 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. GD Ritzy's, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
Heritage Federal Credit Union has 7 full-service branches in both Evansville and Newburgh, serving more than 38,000 members. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Vandenberg or Warwick County. Heritage Federal Credit Union offers mortgage and consumer loans, checking and savings accounts, as well as online banking for members. Heritage Federal Credit Union can be reached toll-free by phone at 1-800-858-1693. It can also be found online at hfcu.info.
The Hoosier Lottery began selling lottery tickets on October 13, 1989. Since then, the Hoosier Lottery has offered hundreds of different games, awarded prizes to millions of players, and given billions of dollars to the state of Indiana. The Hoosier Lottery's mission is to responsibly provide innovative and entertaining lottery games for the benefit of the citizens of Indiana. To learn more about the Hoosier Lottery, visit them online at HoosierLottery.com. The Hoosier Lottery, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. For a change, the Otters have struck first, unlike yesterday.
Right, and you always keep emphasizing that when the Otters score early and first, they are 99% winners. And
it feels like they should be.
Yes.
When they strike, well, the thing is, when they strike first and they continue to string along hits and quality at-bats to make runs, Gonzalez will lift this one to Jack Meggs in center for out number 1.
Well, let's just say that let's hope that your philosophy of observation here is going to be correct.
I can get you that statistical number in a moment, but it'll bring up Wilkins Jimenez. He's hitting .204 on the year. First time we've seen him in the series.
I think you said at one time 8-1.
Otters, when they score first, they have a 13-6 record.
All right, 13-6. Well, boy, call me a liar.
13 of the 17 wins.
Yeah.
Pitch is high from Pichus. We start the second. There's one out. Oh, it's a single, excuse me. The sun was in my eyes.
Oh, you mean that last batter?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, it was a line drive center fielder that Meggs took on one hop, the first hop.
Julio Gonzalez at first. Next pitch is high and outside once more from Jacques. Count moves to 2-0.
Did you see tomorrow or tonight was going to be the first mass at, God bless you, back at Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris?
Was it really?
Yeah, it was supposed to be, yeah.
Pitch low and away for a ball. Count moves to 3-0. So Pichus had a rocky first and was able to get out of the inning. Hoping to have a better second. Leadoff runner in Julio Gonzalez, waving his arms, dangling at first. Called strike on the outside corner from the lefty. Count moves to 3-1 to Wilkins Jimenez. Has one RBI on the year, no home runs, an on-base percentage of .264.
And the third base coach down there put his fists up saying, play it safe, play it safe.
The 3-1 ground ball, and that will drift foul down the first base line. Count now full. Julio Gonzalez at first. Just underway here in the second. Otters up with a 2-0 lead. Back-to-back RBI doubles from Ryan Long and Dakota Phillips.
And the third base coach was bending over.
3-2 will be foul behind the plate. Count remains full.
The third base coach was leaning over because I guess the pitcher Jacques was in his way, so he could relay the sign to the runner on first. However, there was no sign, so he just wanted to make sure. And obviously, he's not the manager down there on the base because he's looking at the bench for a sign.
The 3-2. Be a
Tag him. Okay.
Throw it down to second for one and over to first.
Good play.
A double play. One of the more odd double plays. We have a 2-6-1.
Right. He could have very easily had just tagged the batter and then threw it to second. Although, now here we go now. If he did tag the batter, who was still at home, that's out one. The runner when first was going to second. He had to make the tag. It was not an automatic force. He had to make the tag. See, a lot of people would say, oh, wait a minute. No, because he always could have gone back to first.
Good observation there. No, I really appreciate the analysis.
Well, again, I went to third grade, and that was the thing that promoted me to the fourth grade.
Your baseball knowledge?
Yes, umpiring.
So social media 101 was an F. Baseball 101 was an A+?
Oh, you ain't kidding. 2 A's.
First pitch to Alex Polston, who we have not seen in this series. Polston batting .128 on the year. Count quickly at 0-2. Pichus kicks and fires. Inside for a ball. Count moves to 1-2.
Calabrese, if you notice, crawled over underneath the batter's knees, wanting it inside and low, and he got it there.
The 1-2 from Jacques. Fly ball foul down the first base side. Count of 1-2. So for those who are just tuning in, the Otters are celebrating their 25th anniversary, and Jacques Pichus making his first start for the Otters. Got through the first. He's hopefully going to get through this second inning smoothly. The 1-2 from Austin P University is a liner in the left field for a base hit. Polston on with a single with 2 outs.
It's ironic. Both hits this inning have been line drives. One directly to Meggs in center. It was a one-hop right to him. And this last hit here was a line drive that the left fielder, Keith, just fielded it. One hop. I mean, you were in the right spot.
So Connor Oliver will be the plate, the 9-hole hitter wearing number 9. He had that big triple when we were talking to Deputy Commissioner of the Frontier League, Steve Tassler, yesterday. He lines this ball in the seats down the first base side, counted 0-1.
Was he not the batter that there was the controversy whether it hit him or whether it was ball 3 or ball 4? And he took first base. And then after a discussion by Andy, the manager of the Otters, the umpire called him back to the bat.
Yes, he was.
And then he took the third strike for strike 3.
Check swing. He goes around for strike 2. So after talking to Tim Calderwood, the broadcaster for the Boomers,
right.
Apparently the count was supposed to be 3-0 instead of 2-0.
Oh, okay.
So,
well, one of our fans was talking to me before the game, which they always do, and thank God. I've got some people that recognize me. And
foul ball behind the plate.
We were talking about that, and I said, you know, all I can recall was the umpire, the manager coming out and questioning it, and the home plate umpire looked in his hand, which means he was looking at the indicator, the ball strike indicator he carries. So I said it had to be a question not of whether he got hit with the ball, but whether it was a count, as you said, 3-1 or 2-0, whatever.
So it should have been ball 4, if anything. The next pitch is low in the dirt for a ball. Count it 1-2. Connor Oliver, hitting .241 of the year, had a triple, a single, and a run scored. A lot of these Schaumburg hitters hit the ball very hard. We saw that yesterday.
Oh, yes, Andy, I felt sorry for Andy. They were rocketing the ball. They weren't cheap hits. They were rockets. It was embarrassing to Andy. His curveball was just hanging.
The 1-2 from Pichu. Liner into center field, another base hit. Runners now on first and second. Gonzalez at second. Polston at second. Oliver at first.
That double play really came into play, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
You've had 2 hits since that play, and if that didn't execute the double play, we might have had 1 or 2 runs scored already. But again, it was another line drive, single to center field, only this one took 3 hops before Meggs fielded it.
Going to bring up the top of the order in Jack Parenti, who was 1 for 5 yesterday with a single. In his last at-bat, he flew out to shortstop at Misselli. Pitch outside for a ball. Count it 1-0. 2 outs. Top of the second. Playing a double play depth is Misselli and Cronin. Cronin plays closer towards second base. Now he moves back. The pitch, swing, and that will be ruled foul behind the catcher Calabrese. Count even at 1. Sun is starting to set here at Bossy Field. A little humid out there, but overall a great day for baseball.
Oh, beautiful. You know, it drizzled earlier in the morning. At 6 o'clock, it was drizzling.
It rained hard between like 3 and 4 o'clock today.
Oh, really? Oh,
I had to go out and do some tarp duty.
Oh, well.
The 1-1, inside. Count moves to 2-1.
It wasn't raining out by the airport. That's where I live.
I don't know, but it was raining hard here for a solid hour.
Oh, no, really?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Luckily and thankfully it stopped.
Well, this is probably the premier ballpark in the Frontier League and one of the premier fields in the entire United States.
3rd oldest ballpark in America. The 2-1 from Jacques, called strike on the outside corner. Got a lefty-on-lefty matchup right here. Pichu looking for his 3rd strike to get out of the jam. Runners on first and second for the Boomers. Oliver at first, Polston at second. Pichu checks the runner at first. He'll check the runner at second as well. The payoff pitch, that'll be foul down the first base line.
Yeah.
Count remains even at 2.
Lance Adler is the field maintenance man here, him and his son, and they do a beautiful job. You should have seen this field before they took over their supervision. I mean, they're miracle workers. I mean, this feels beautiful, and thanks to Lance and his son.
Oh, they do a great job instructing all the interns when necessary for tarp duty. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strikeout there from Pichu. Gets the Otters out of the inning. 2 runners left stranded as we head to the bottom of the second. 2-0 Otters the score. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Chapter 16, would like to take time to say, Go Otters! The IBEW Local 16's jurisdiction includes 13 counties in southwestern Indiana, as well as Wabash County in Illinois. Its members are divided into several categories of electrical work, including inside construction, maintenance electric, residential wiring, and sign classifications. More information on IBEW Local 16 can be found online at ibew16.net.
The Tri-State Area Marathon service stations are proud supporters of the Evansville Otters. Marathon has over 5,100 Marathon-branded stations nationwide, and a full list of area Marathon stations and a list of daily gas prices are available online at mymarathonstation.com. Marathon provides products which support commercial, industrial, and retail operations. Marathon's slogan is Fueling the American Spirit.
This Evansville Otters broadcast is made possible through support from New Image Travel. New Image Travel provides motor coach charter service to the United States and Canada with pickup within a 150-mile radius of Evansville. A full list of New Image Travel's offerings can be found online at newimagecharter.com. New Image Travel can be reached toll-free at 1-800-432-6213. New Image Travel, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. Otters up 2-0 as we enter the bottom of the second. It'll be Calabrese, followed by Maselli and Justin Irby. Calabrese, the Tottenville, New York native.
That was the spark of that double play by heads up, jumping out from the catcher's position. The ball bounced up home, and he reached there, jumped into fair territory, threw it to second, and boy, were we lucky to get out of that double play.
He's got heads up New York smarts right there.
Yeah, Coney Island hot dog.
Speaking of which, I had one earlier. Not a Coney Island one, but
okay.
I did have a hot dog.
No.
Calabrese has an 0-1 count on a strike inside. The next pitch, check swing. And
Yes.
home plate umpire says Calabrese went around home plate.
Yeah.
Counted 0-2 after the rule from Andy Dundones, home plate umpire. The 0-2 from Rozek. Ground ball. That will be fielded by Polson over to first in time for out number 1. That was a hard-rolling ground ball. It went over the pitcher's mound, and Polson was able to grab it with his glove, get it out in time, and threw in his forward momentum motion to first base.
Yeah, you say it went through the, bypassed the, over the pitcher's mound, but it also went over the second base. So that shortstop made a beautiful, wonderful play. Give credit where credit is due.
Bring up Anthony Maselli. First pitch to Maselli is a called strike on the outside corner. Lefty on lefty matchup. And the last time Maselli played against Schaumburg, the 0-1, inside for strike 2. Maselli had 3 hits off this pitcher named Rozek. 3 for 3 with a sac bunt. The 0-2 to Maselli. That hits him. Right on the knee and thigh area of his right leg. We'll bring up Justin Irby, playing in his 4th straight game. Irby was 1 for 4 yesterday with a double. Now, what we've noticed so far from Irby is that the bat speed is there.
Yes.
It's more of an accuracy approach now.
His main objective or main intricacy would be, you said he's got a quick bat, and he does, but his timing is off. He's either way out ahead or he's dragging the bat, whatever, because he hasn't learned to adjust to the pitcher's velocity.
The 1-0 to Irby, swing and a miss for strike one.
You know, we talk about Ted Williams. Ted Williams never swung at the first pitch. Ted Williams generally would take the second and possibly the third, and you'd say, well, why? Well, he was such a great hitter, all he needed was one swing. But he'd say, what I was doing was timing the pitcher's.
That is a successful stolen base by Maselli. The ball was in the glove of Odo, the catcher, and when he went to go attempt to throw it down, the ball dropped out of his glove.
Yeah. Well, you know, there used to be a catcher for, I don't remember his name, for Cleveland back in the 80s, and I've seen it many, many times, but here you had a major leaguer. What they do is the catchers, they get the ball in their glove, and most of the catchers' gloves today are like first baseman's mitts. And what they do is they flip it from the glove into their hand, and that's what happens all the time. You don't get that grip, the ball ends up on the ground. It's a mistake the catchers make.
2-1 the count to Irby, 1 out. Maselli at second. Next pitch is high and outside. Count moves to 3-1. Yeah. Last year, Irby played for the West Side Woolly Mammoths, and not sure what
where they're at. West Side, New York. West Side here in Evansville.
3-1. Ball 4. Otters now threatening with runners on first and second with 1 out. Another good scoring opportunity, especially for this guy, and Jack Meggs.
Yeah. We have the West Side. You will have the chance, possibly, the West Side Festival, which is back in October. It is one of the biggest, I don't know what you would call it, but anyway, they mark off the entire street, and they had nothing but concession food, and you'd love that. You could go from one concession booth to another, whether you're eating whatever. But did you ever hear of, now, oh my God, I've lost my own thought.
No, but that festival I've heard is great. It's a shame. I don't think I'll be around for it, though.
Oh, it is the greatest. I mean, all the food.
Street is packed from what I hear.
Yes, people, well, they closed the street off. Yeah.
First pitch is a swing and a miss from Meggs. That was a breaking pitch from Rozek. Counted 0-1.
It's called a brain sandwich. Now, I never had one, and I don't intend to have one, but people do love it.
Now, the West Side Woolly Mammoths are in the United Shore Professional Baseball League.
Okay.
The 0-1 will not be delivered as Rozek steps off the mound to retreat the runners back to second and first. Maselli at second, Irby at first, and Maselli was hit by a pitch. Irby drew a walk. Meggs, the Sammamish Washington native. The 0-1, line drive, that will drop for a base hit in right field.
Score.
Rounding, no one is scoring as the sharp throw from Clint Hardy is in time to Nick Odo, but the Otters had the bases loaded with 1 out.
Right. You know, I didn't realize, I said score, and I didn't realize that the right fielder was playing in, so he wasn't at a normal position. So therefore, it was a shorter throw, and he got to the ball quicker than I anticipated. But Andy's a brilliant statistician down there. He had it calculated, the distance, the footage, the timing, and he analyzed it into hold at third. And I think Secret Weapon really gave the sign to hold him.
There's a mound visit to Rozek. So the base is loaded. 1 out here in the second. Calabrese grounded out to the shortstop. Maselli was hit by a pitch. He's at third. Irby walked. He's at second. Meggs with the single. And Meggs wanted the RBI bad, but it was a good job by manager Andy McCauley to hold Maselli at third because there's a sharp throw from Hardy from right field to the catcher, Nick Odo. But now it gives David Cronin a great opportunity to get an RBI right here.
Well, if you recall, and I know you do, David Cronin's up, and he hits a lot of long fly balls to deep center. This would be a golden opportunity right now. It'd be an RBI. Just get it out in the outfield and let that runner score. Oh.
Fly ball will be out at second for one, and first and time, the unassisted out at second, and then the 6-3 put out. Tough double play there for the Otters. They left the bases loaded. We head to the top of the third. 2-0 Otters the score. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball, 91.5 WUEV.
The Tin Fish Restaurant is located at 707 State Street in Newburgh, Indiana. Independently owned and operated, the Tin Fish menu featured salads and sandwiches, as well as seafood platters and combos, and seafood burritos, tacos, and burgers. The Tin Fish Restaurant is open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. They can be reached by phone at 812-490-7000. Visit them online at tinfishnewburgh.com. The Tin Fish Restaurant, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Why Old National Bank? Old National Bank began in 1834 with just one room and a passion for helping people prosper. Today, we are honored and grateful to be the financial partner for so many businesses, families, and individuals like you. From our commitment to safety and security to our promise of service that will exceed your expectations, we want to be your bank for life. Old National Bank, member FDIC.
The local Pepsi bottling group features Pepsi Company products for distribution to retailers and vendors in the tri-state and would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. The Pepsi bottling group has locations at 2605 West Marion Street in Marion, Illinois, 3081 Contronics Drive in Owensboro, Kentucky, and 11733 West Industrial Park Drive in Elberfeld, Indiana. Information on Pepsi products can be found online at PepsiCo.com. Pepsi, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
With the sun in my eyes at a bad angle. Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. Otters up 2-0 as we're here in the top of the third. Jacques Pichou, the pitcher for the Otters, making his first professional start from Austin Peay University. First pitch is high, almost hitting the shoulder of Dylan Jones.
It was a curveball that didn't curve.
The 1-0 outside for a ball. Count moves to 2-0. So that was a hanging curve that could have been a walk or a hit by pitch.
Right. Yes, yes.
The 2-0 outside for this time for a called strike. Counted 2-1, lefty on lefty matchup.
I want to say hello to my neighbor, Jeff, out there in Otterville, who said, your partner's doing a good job. So,
oh, I appreciate
my neighbor compliments you.
The 2-1. Ground ball over to Castro at first for out number one.
Mr. Castro didn't have to move. All he had to do was put the ball in front of him to protect himself. That was a super rocket hit. Boy, Carlos didn't have to move. All he did was put the glove up to protect himself.
Out number one, Jimmy Galuski to the plate. Had that rocket double yesterday. He struck out back in the first. First pitch to Galuski. Swing and miss. Good breaking ball there from Jacques. Counted 0-1.
You know, it's just coming to me now. That last batter that hit that rocket was Jones.
Yep.
He has hit that ball solid in the last two games. He is
0-1 outside, this time for a ball. Count even at 1 to Jimmy Galuski.
As a former catcher, you've got to mark that down in your memory, that to say, hey, this guy hits everything, so let's give him something we haven't seen him.
Fly ball, right field. Cronin will be under it and makes the catch for out number 2.
That year I played against Roger Maris, there was a right fielder they had, and he had tremendous power. He had 54 home runs. And we give him a fastball, he hit a homer. Give him a curve, he hit a homer. And after several homers, I decided on giving him a changeups, and we got him. Oh, for the next 10 or 12 times, we got him on changes. And then one day, all he did is take a stride, brought his bat back, and boom, he hit it about 500 feet.
Nick Odo to the plate, 3 for 4 yesterday, has a single today. First pitch is a called strike inside. Count at 0-1, lefty on lefty matchup. 2 outs, top of the third, 2-0 Otters. Jacques gets the sign from Calabrese, sets up outside. That's a cold strike, too, right on the outside corner. Good job of communication between Jacques and Calabrese.
Oui. Merci.
Odo from Whittier, California. He's a veteran. He played for the Boomers last year. The 0-2. Low in the dirt for a ball. Count was 1-2.
That was low and inside and close, and he never flinched. He was waiting to get hit, and it wouldn't have hurt because it was an all-speed pitch.
The 1-2 will be a foul ball behind the plate. Count remains at 1-2. And I don't know if you can hear it, Bill, but there's a fan out there. I think he's around home plate. He wants the batter Odo to swing earlier for strike 3. Chanting swing.
We've got some good fans here, and I look down and I see so many of our fans that year after year after year, they're here and they're always cheering. They're a group of booster people. They've been supporting the Otters since they started.
The 1-2 from Jacques will be foul. Count remains at 1-2.
I know Rex doesn't have his earphone on, but Rex Robinson is sitting down there and year after game after game after year, and he's there, and he's got his name on his seat, him and his wife.
Well, isn't that lovely?
Yeah.
Next pitch inside of the knees.
Yeah.
Just missing the strike zone. Count even at 2 to Nick Odo. Odo hitting .333 on the year, 3 home runs and 12 RBIs. Man from Whittier, California. The 2-2. Just missing the outside corner. Count now full. I got to tell you, Jacques' breaking pitches are pretty impressive.
Yes. No, he's been impressive. The 2 innings he's thrown, and he's in the third now, so 2 2/3.
The 3-2. Cold strike 3 on the outside corner. Another strikeout from Jacques, his third. We head to the bottom of the third. 2-0 Otters the score. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball, 91.5 WUEV.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank Sinorama Evansville for their support this season. Sinorama Evansville is a multi-application supplier of custom-made signs, banners, and decals in the tri-state. Located at 1300 North Royal Avenue in Evansville, Sinorama is open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. They can be reached by phone at 812-477-7763 and can be found online at sinorama.com/in-Evansville. Sinorama Evansville, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters Baseball.
Since 1994, Slay's Restoration has been assisting tri-state residents clean up and restore their properties after disasters of all kinds. Located at 2121 Cotter Avenue in Evansville, Slay's Restoration offers assistance for water damage, fire and smoke damage, mold and biohazard mitigation, complete reconstruction, and much more. Slay's Restoration can be reached toll-free 24 hours a day at 1-888-776-8555. It can also be found online at slaysrestoration.com.
SRG Global, a Guardian company, would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. Founded in 1932, SRG Global is one of the world's largest manufacturers of chrome-plated plastic parts for the automotive, commercial truck, and household appliance industry. Located locally at 601 North Congress Avenue in Evansville, SRG Global can be found online at srgglobal.com. They can also be reached in Evansville by phone at 812-477-6151.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. Otters up 2-0 here in the bottom of the third. We want to give another salute out to our engineer, Joey. doing a fantastic job back in the studio.
I'll agree with that. I mean, here he's first experience live TV or live radio, and he's doing a superb job, yes. I can remember the first game I ever umpired, or whether refereed basketball or umpired football or officiated football, whatever it is. I'll tell you what, you're always nervous.
Keith Grueshaber to the plate. He flied out to Gonzalez at second base the last time up. Keith wanted to go to the Stanley Cup parade today. Sadly, I don't think he could. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball from Rozek as we start the bottom of the third. Counted 0-1 to Keith Grueshaber.
What did you say about the Stanley?
I'm sure Keith, as a St. Louis Blues fan, wanted to go to the parade today and said he couldn't. Ground ball over to third. Across the diamond, making a great play is Goluski to Jimenez for out number 1. That'll be a long 5-3 putout.
Well, I wasn't sure whether it was fair or foul, and I don't think the third baseman was either, because he fielded it in foul territory. However, it did go across the bag, making it fair. But then when the umpire stepped out into the field and pointed it was fair, I think that's when the third baseman threw it over. But he was hesitant at first.
Ryan Long to the plate. Had an RBI double back in the first. First pitch is way outside for a ball. Count it 1-0 to Ryan Long, the man from Crandall, Texas. 25 RBIs tonight. 1-0, low in the dirt for a ball.
You know, I noticed mostly every team, the pitchers are pitching Ryan Long outside.
They're afraid he's going to jack one deep.
Right.
The 2-0 from Rozek. Liner over the glove of Gonzalez. That'll be a base hit. Long, 2 for 2.
Seems like he got his timing back. Well, he's probably eating, maybe the home family that he's staying with, maybe feeding him that good steak. Or maybe, you know.
Steak is actually one of his favorite foods.
Oh, my goodness.
Steak and ice cream.
Well, you know, you think of steak, you think of Texas, you think of those Longhorns.
Yes.
So maybe that's what it is.
But Ryan is a Red Raider. He went to Texas Tech, who played in the College World Series today against Michigan.
Oh, how'd they do?
I'll check that score in a moment. I was more focused on the honors prep than the College World Series. But it's something about Omaha that is just a spectacular venue. Castro will line this to right field, the base hit. Back-to-back singles for the Otters. Long at second, Castro at first. Now, we've talked about swinging at the first pitch.
Right.
If it's your pitch, I guess go ahead and swing.
Oh, yes, as I said, if it's down the middle and it's your pitch, you better believe it. Jump on it. Don't sit and take, and I repeat myself, and you know I love this young man, Mike Rizzatelli, but Mike has a habit of sitting and watching that pitch go right there, and it's strike one, and then all of a sudden it's strike two. And that's something you don't want to be. You don't want to be in the jam.
Dakota Phillips to the plate. Another good opportunity for the Otters to score. Has the second RBI. He had an RBI single, tried to extend it into a double, and was ultimately thrown out at second base.
And please note that his third batter in a row that swung at the first pitch.
Counted 0-1 after the foul ball from Phillips. Runners at first and second. Bottom of the third, 2-0 Otters. The pitch. Low in the dirt for a ball. Count moves to 1-1 to the man from Nacogdoches, Texas, and I'm sure that his mother is watching on the Otters Digital Network. Appreciate everyone watching and or listening, as well as those who are here at the ballpark. Great night. We have fireworks to commemorate the 25th anniversary of Evansville Otters baseball. Next pitch to Dakota is inside at his knees for a ball. Count moves to 2-1. So both the Texas boys like to hit the ball at Bosse Field. Entering today, both were hitting Long at 348 and Phillips hitting 379 here at Bosse Field. 2-1. Phillips falls for a breaking ball. He swings and a miss for strike two.
You know, I don't remember what year, but my brother managed Dallas-Fort Worth back, I guess, in the 60s. and they outfitted him with a complete cowboy hat and boots, and he had to dress in his cowboy outfit as a manager.
Swing and a miss from Phillips on a breaking pitch. That's strike 3 and out number 2.
Yeah, my brother Jack, and you were talking about, how we say, well, Gainesville, Texas, and I said, well, I played there, or Kansas City, but my brother and I have been very, very fortunate to spend our lives in baseball and travel the entire United States. Now that you're in the communication field, you're going to have a chance to do the same thing. You may be down in broadcasting some game in Texas next year.
Actually, I'll be in North Carolina.
Right, there you go. So you're out of Jersey.
The first pitch to Calabrese, called strike on the inside corner. Count of 0-1, so I'll be following our guy, Sammy.
Sammy, oh, what a great man Sammy was. One of the best. And if he was listening, I don't think he is, because he's probably doing his own broadcasting, but it was an honor working with Sammy.
Sammy out with the Delmarva Shorebirds of the Orioles organization. Next pitch to Calabrese. Count at 0-2 after that pitch was fouled. So, if you're the Otters, you left the bases loaded back in the bottom of the second. You have runners now on first and second here in the third, and you want to get at least a third run across the plate. Not easy, but Otters have the offense to do it. Calabrese, the 0-2 pitch, outside for a ball. Count now at 1-2. Calabrese, one of the leading Otters in batting average. He's hitting .318 with 4 home runs and 14 RBIs. 3 of those 4 home runs were hit right here at Bosse Field. Rozek gets the sign. The lefty checks long at second, the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Good pitch there from Rozek to get out of the jam. Otters leave 2 more stranded at first and second as we head to the 4th. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball with the Otters up 2-0 on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
Injuries are inevitable. It doesn't matter if you're playing baseball, walking the dog, or falling from a ladder. Injuries happen. When they do, Tri-State Orthopedics offers treatment for sprains, strains, and fractures by medical specialists. Tri-State Orthopedics is located at 225 Cross Lake Drive in Evansville, just north of the Lloyd and I-164. Tri-State Orthopedics can be reached by phone at 812-477-1558. Its urgent care line is 812-474-OUCH. Tri-State Orthopedics, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
The pizza brick road always goes to Tyroni's. I'm in the mood for pizza and I'm ready to go. The pizza brick road goes to Tyroni's. So follow me down the pizza brick road. Road down to Tyroni's. The pizza brick road. The pizza brick road always goes to Tyroni's.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank the Evansville Courier-Press for their support and coverage of Otters baseball. The Evansville Courier-Press provides news, sports, and weather coverage to the Tri-State, both in a print and online edition. The Evansville Courier-Press can be found online at courierpress.com, as well as on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. The Evansville Courier-Press, a member of the Journal Media Group.
Welcome back to Bosse Field, historic Bosse Field. We're here at the top of the 4th. Otters up 2-0. Dave Nguyen, and it's a pleasure to have my guy, Bill McCune, on the call.
Well, thank you kindly. I appreciate it. You certainly now will be on my Christmas list.
I always enjoy a card. I've never gotten one.
Oh, no, I didn't mean that. A Christmas list for you to send me something.
Oh. Without a doubt. The first pitch to Clint Hardy, fielded by Maselli, and he can't come up with the play. It was a good stop for the ball going into the outfield, but the ball was able to get out of his glove. Maselli did not get the throw over at all. It looks like it'll be a leadoff single for Clinton Hardy.
Yeah, chances are, even if it did stick in his glove, he was on face down on the ground. He'd had to jump up, get himself there. He was in short left. Chances are the runner beat it anyway.
That'll bring up Julio Gonzalez. First pitch to Gonzalez. He shows bunt, draws his bat back. That pitch is low and away for a ball. And we want to say hello to his wife, Veronica, who's tuning in. Tuned in yesterday. Appreciated us saying hello.
Well, good. Yeah, it's always nice to have fans call back.
Yes. The 1-0 to Gonzalez. Line drive. Right center field. And that goes all the way to the wall. Rounding second. Heading to third. Heading home is Hardy, and standing with an RBI double is Julio Gonzalez. Gets the Boomers on the board. This lead is cut in half.
Yeah, and I was watching the third base coach, which again, I don't follow the ball so much rather than I watch the play. And the third base coach, I tell you what, Hardy was just at second base, and the third base coach was waving him, come on, come on, come on. And that was a good move on that third baseman's part. There was, no play at all at home.
So the first run is allowed by Jacques Pichou, the Otters lefty, making his first start in professional baseball here at Bosse Field. Went to Austin Peay University. First pitch to Wilkins Jimenez. Be a ball outside.
I hope you remember a gentleman that played football, and he played a little baseball by the name of Bo Jackson.
Yes. Kansas City Royals.
Kansas City Royals, yes. And
the 1-0 ground ball over to Maselli. Will hold the runner at second. Gonzalez will throw across the diamond in time for out number one.
Well, anyway, Bo was in his rookie year down there in spring training, was in Fort Lauderdale, and they were playing the night game against the Yankees. And Bo came up, and of course I was so interested in seeing him, and he hit a shot to right center, and I was watching the ball and the relay and all this, and all of a sudden there he is standing up on third. Standing up!
I got to tell you, Bo Jackson is arguably the greatest athlete
and later on
in America.
Right. Later on in that game, he hit one similar. And I said, I'm not going to watch the play in the outfield. I'm just going to watch him. And I tell you what, he was like a speeding train going to third base again, standing up. How many people go on a triple and stand up? Not many.
Not many at all.
Especially against a major league team.
Alex Polson has a called strike for 0-1. Swing and a miss for strike two. Good breaking pitch there from Jacques.
Yeah.
Runner at second in Julio Gonzalez. He has the RBI double to put the Boomers on the board. The 0-2. Fly ball, center field. Going back is Meggs. He'll make the catch for out number two. Tagging and getting to third safely is Julio Gonzalez. Runner on third with 2 outs for the Boomers.
And Meggs out there in center field made that catch, and he did the right thing by throwing it to the cutoff man. There was no way that you're going to throw that run around at third base because that young man has some speed, and it was too deep to throw the runner out. So he threw it to the relay man, the shortstop, which is the right move. You know, that's one of the things you observe in baseball. How many times the teams make the right moves compared to the wrong moves, and then they're on the losing side of the game.
I'm sure a handful.
Yeah. We used to have a center fielder play for us, and he played 1 year, and then, of course, he went on to play with the traveling team a couple of years. And I remember when he was playing for us, he couldn't throw. He played center field. He had great speed, but he couldn't throw. So anything that went to center field, just score. In fact, you could have scored from second base.
Connor Oliver, the batter. 9-hole hitter wearing number 9. Count at 1-0. Oliver singled back in the second. Oliver hitting .241 on the year. He hit that hard triple yesterday. Runner at third and Gonzalez. One out of the count with 2 outs. The pitch inside for a ball. Count moves to 2-0. And our guy, Paul Mattingly, wanted to let us know that there's no one warming up in the Otters bullpen.
I'll tell you what, that man, he may be the radio station manager, but he is very, very keen on observations, and he is very
resourceful?
Yes.
Swing and a miss. Fastball right there from Jacques. Count moves to 2-1.
Yeah, I got tongue-tied there for a second. Thank you.
No, you're good.
That was one of the things that Mike Randowski used to do. I'd get caught so many times not knowing what I was saying, and he'd bail me out. What a great man he was. Good old Mike. Lord, may he rest his soul in heaven.
Well said.
Thank you.
The 2-1. Ground ball over to Castro. Goes through his legs, and we have a tie ball game. The second is safe. So it's an RBI.
No. It's a error, two-base error with a run scoring.
So E4 goes to second. The run scores.
Yes, runner score, but no RBI.
Gonzalez touches home. We're tied at 2.
Yep. The funny thing is, you notice he did not stop at first. I mean, he just knew, he smelt that second base, and he was going there for the kill. And, I mean, he put it in overdrive, and it was a perfect throw. So, I mean, you couldn't ask for anything better. It's just that he hustled. And you told us before he has great speed, and he showed it.
Ground ball over to Cronin, over to Castro. That'll end the inning, but the Boomers tie things at 2 as we head to the bottom of the 4th. You're listening to the Evansville Otters baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
GD Ritzy's is a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. GD Ritzy's menu features hamburgers, grilled chicken sandwiches, old-fashioned peanut butter and jelly, and ice cream. With 3 Evansville locations: west at 4810 University Drive, on the north side at 4320 North 1st Avenue, and on the east side at 601 North Green River Road. GD Ritzy's is open from 10 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, and 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. GD Ritzy's, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
The Hoosier Lottery began selling lottery tickets on October 13, 1989. Since then, the Hoosier Lottery has offered hundreds of different games, awarded prizes to millions of players, and given billions of dollars to the state of Indiana. The Hoosier Lottery's mission is to responsibly provide innovative and entertaining lottery games for the benefit of the citizens of Indiana. To learn more about the Hoosier Lottery, visit them online at HoosierLottery.com. The Hoosier Lottery, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Heritage Federal Credit Union has 7 full-service branches in both Evansville and Newburgh, serving more than 38,000 members. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Vanderburgh or Warwick County. Heritage Federal Credit Union offers mortgage and consumer loans, checking and savings accounts, as well as online banking for members. Heritage Federal Credit Union can be reached toll-free by phone at 1-800-858-1693. It can also be found online at hfcu.info.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. The Boomers tied things up at 2. An RBI double for Julio Gonzalez. And then he scored the second run after a hard-hit ground ball by Connor Oliver went through the legs of Carlos Castro, was ruled an error. The run counts. RBI is not counted. And we have a tie game at 2.
Right. And I tell you, in between the innings, I've said it before, the Otter Bells do a little dancing and all. And I go back many, many years ago. We were celebrating the 25th anniversary of the Otters here. And I recall several years ago, one of those Otter Bells, I mean, she was really, really a nice woman. And she was a sergeant in the National Guard.
Oh, wow.
And all of a sudden, she didn't show up. And next thing you know, she was assigned to Desert Storm. So she was,
wow.
Yeah, but I tell you what, she was a wonderful, wonderful young lady.
Maselli to the plate. He's got a 1-0 count. Next pitch, called strike to even the count at 1. Yeah. Maselli, the last time he saw Rozek was last Sunday. He was 3 for 3 with a sac bunt. The 1-1. Ground ball over to first. Fielded by Jimenez and will touch first base for out number 1. Going to bring up Justin Irby to the plate. And then Jack Meggs will follow. Irby walked his first time up. That was when the Otters had the bases loaded in the third and were unable to score.
The Otters have been very, very fortunate in this game. Although they've only scored 2 runs in the first inning, they have had runners in scoring position every inning. Bases loaded or 2 been on base, and sometimes no outs, sometimes 1 out. But unfortunately haven't been able to pull the trigger to score those runs, except for that first inning.
Counted 0-1 to Irby. The next pitch, swing and a miss on a breaking ball there from Rozek. Counted 0-2.
Again, it was that combination of David Crone and Ryan Long who, put those runs up on that board.
The 0-2 from Rozek. Just outside for a ball. Count moves to 1-2.
You know, I don't know what the situation is, Dave. We were talking to Deputy Commissioner Steve yesterday, and the All-Star game, which I think is the 9th and 10th or 10th and 11th of this month or next month, it's going to be in New York.
Yes.
And so it's going to be
against the Can American League All-Stars.
Right, but it's going to be a different makeup than what we've had. So now where you had the East versus the West in the All-Star games for the Frontier League, now it's just going to be one team representing the league. Let us hope that Ryan Long is one of those guys, and also David Cronin. And, of course, Randy should be one of the pitchers. There's no doubt. And, of course, the Irishman, Patty, would have probably been the starting pitcher.
1-2 the count to Irby. 1 out. Tie game at 2 in the bottom of the 4th. The pitch. Ooh. Swing and a miss. Irby falls for that high fastball. Count over. 2 outs. Jack Meggs to the plate. I want to say hello to his mom, Miss Mother Teresa, or Mrs. T. Jack has a interesting walk-up song. Do you like the beat of this particular song?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
I don't believe this walk-up stuff. I don't care who it is, even if it was Babe Ruth.
Jack shows bunt. Down the third base line.
Oh, wow.
And he is out.
What a play. I thought that was a base hit. Sure, what a play that third baseman made.
Well, we'll head to the 5th. We have completed 4. 2-2 the score. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
The Tri-State Area Marathon service stations are proud supporters of the Evansville Otters. Marathon has over 5,100 Marathon-branded stations nationwide, and a full list of area Marathon stations and a list of daily gas prices are available online at myMarathonStation.com. Marathon provides products which support commercial, industrial, and retail operations. Marathon's slogan is Fueling the American Spirit.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Chapter 16, would like to take time to say, Go Otters! The IBEW Local 16's jurisdiction includes 13 counties in southwestern Indiana, as well as Wabash County in Illinois. Its members are divided into several categories of electrical work, including inside construction, maintenance electric, residential wiring, and sign classifications. More information on IBEW Local 16 can be found online at IBEW16.net. This Evansville Otters broadcast is made possible through support from New Image Travel. New Image Travel provides motor coach charter service to the United States and Canada with pickup within a 150-mile radius of Evansville.
Out there and you.
We got a swing and a miss for Mr. Dylan Jones, who had a 2-run homer yesterday. I'm sure if you remember that home run vividly there, John. It was right over the wall in right field. He hits this one at right field. Going back is Irby, and that is over the wall, a solo home run. I did not mean to predict it, but the Boomers now have a 3-2 lead here in the top of the fifth.
So you invited me onto the radio, and the first thing you do is to tell me this guy hit a home run yesterday, and he does it again today. That's not a joyous occasion for me at the moment.
I think part of the job description is to give the accurate description. So
unfortunately, that was a well-hit ball.
Yes. So Schaumburg takes a 3-2 lead, but you're in your third season, so that would mean in your first season, you're able to be part of the 2016 Frontier League Championship team.
It was actually 17, 18, and 19. This is my third, and we won at 16, but I was out here and seeing the games, and it was thrilling to win a championship. And from that point forward, we're very anxious to win another one, and we got a pretty good team this year, I believe. We go up and down a little bit, but for the most part, I haven't seen a team, I don't believe you have either, that looks like they're any better than we are.
No, I think there are a lot of similarities throughout the West Division in particular. First pitch is a ground ball through the hole, a base hit for Galuski. Galuski has his first hit of the day, the third time is the charm for him. Single, and the Boomers continue the hit parade here in the fifth. But the River City Rascals, the Southern Illinois Miners, the Otters, and the Florence Freedom all have similar records. If we look at the standings coming into today's game, the Freedom have a 19-11 record. They're at first. Southern Illinois at 18-12, and the Otters and Rascals are 17-14 heading into today's game. So it might be a photo finish come playoff time in August.
But one thing that everybody needs to remember, and when they're looking at the standings, the other division right now, which traditionally has been pretty good, the teams other than their league team have losing records. And the way it works is that each division has a champion, and then there are two wild card teams, and they can come from the same division. So in theory, for us, if we can, hopefully we will win the division. But if we don't, we would be in the hunt right now for the wild card race, and I would expect that to be true all season.
Yes, and when the Otters have won both of their championships in 06 and in 16, they were both wild card entries into the playoffs. So I think it's more of once you get in, anything can happen. I'm sure you've seen that throughout not just baseball, but in athletics. You were the athletic director at the University of Evansville for how many years? I just want to hear from you.
I was
correct.
There, yeah, I was there for over 7 years. It was a big chunk of time of my life, but I really enjoyed it. University of Evansville is great.
Now we have a 2-1 count here to the hot-hitting Nick Otto. He struck out his last time up, but he had a single in the first. He is 4 for 6 in the series. We hear some boos in the crowd, and I think it's safe to say we had a meeting last week with all the staff. I think the goal is to hopefully get around 2,000 people at every home game, and with a crowd like tonight, I think it's safe to say we might eclipse that goal, but it just goes to show that people here in Evansville appreciate the quality of baseball and entertainment here at Boston Field.
Well, it's the entertainment, both. You're correct on both. And we've put a competitive team. Our product out there is fun to watch, and I would say that our entertainment continues to grow. That guy struck out again. That's what we need. You made a good prediction on that when you predicted the home run, and you got that. Now you predict the strikeout. I like that one better.
Back-to-back called strikeouts, yes, as a matter of fact.
So what we were talking about is, for those listening that have not been out here, we just put in a new speaker system. It's like night and day to acoustically in here, and it feels very upbeat and exciting when people come. And since that's happened, they're not directly related, but we've had really good crowds, and people are leaving saying they're having a great time. So I'm hopeful that with all the things that are being done out here, expanded kids zone, menu, the food's good, the acoustics are pretty good right now, people will find it fun to come out and enjoy the game.
Now, I just want to let the Otters fans know, Jacques Pichou, the newly acquired starter today, made his first professional start coming out of Austin Peay University. He was just pulled by manager Andy McCauley and pitching coach Max Peterson to the mound will be Chris Cepeda. But what did you think of the lefty out here today? I don't think he did a bad job considering the amount of what was going into this start. Not only was it his first start, but it's the celebration of the 25th anniversary of the Otters. So I don't know if it was much added pressure, but considering the circumstances coming into today's game, I don't think he did a bad job.
Anytime that you're making your first professional appearance, and if you're playing at Austin Peay, this is probably the largest crowd he's ever pitched in front of. So you add that additional pressure of going professional and having a bigger crowd than you normally see. He's going to feel a little bit of butterflies for sure. So under that kind of pressure, I thought he did a good job. He gave up a few hits, but for the most part they were scattered, and we played pretty good defense overall to keep it from getting away. And I think I'm sure that the coaches are thrilled that he got through the innings. It could easily be tied right now at worst. So yes, I'm hopeful. And as you know, we went through all that, the draft for the NCAA, which shakes things a lot, shakes things up a lot at this point in time in the season, and we start to see different pitchers and fill our own needs when the opportunity occurs, and that's still going to go on. And we're going to take a look and add to where we think we would need some help and go from there.
Now, what is it about athletics that you love? It might be an easy answer, but I'm always interested in hearing the different answers to that particular question, because it's safe to say that the both of us love sports. And there's something about being involved and working in athletics that brings a unique environment and overall to your personality and character.
I do, and there are so many things on that list. I love being around an competitive atmosphere. I really enjoy being around the student athletes when I was at U of E, and these young men on the Otters are not much older than that, so it's like the grown-up version of watching your kid playing Little League Baseball. You're for them, you know them, you hope they do well, you know their character, so that is enjoyable. I like the business part of being in sports. I think that's challenging and fun.
Fly ball, left field. Going back is Grieshaber, and that is over the wall. A 2-run home run by Clint Hardy, the same man who broke up the no-hitter from Patrick McGuff last Friday, who scored the game-winning run in extra innings for the Boomers against the Otters last Saturday. He slipped and fell down the third base line, but ended up scoring, and he gives the Boomers now a 5-2 lead.
So to your question, I think there are a lot of things. You go through a lot of games where you have your highs and lows in athletics, but the old wide world of sports, the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat, there's nothing wrong with having those kind of emotions, over the course of following your teams. But if people are coming out here for the Evansville Otters, and we stand at the front gate after a lot of our games, and when our fans are leaving and you say, thanks for coming, they go, we had a great time, it was really fun. That's rewarding. It's a lot of what you do in sports is to make sure it's just entertainment, and you do the business part of to make sure that the fans get that return on their investment of coming to the game. So if you're asking me, it's just, to me, it's being around the players, the coaches, the staff that you're with. It's just being around the public that appreciates things the Otters are doing in this case. So there are a lot of things along those lines.
Ground ball. Diving stop by Cronin, and won't be able to make the play at second. So a single by Julio Gonzalez. And I think to go to your point, the entertainment value here at Bosse Field, there's a lot of promotions here for it being the 25th anniversary season. We're celebrating that tonight. We're having fireworks at the end of the game. There is, among other promotions this year, we have Princess Night. We have the Bud Light Thirsty Thursdays, the $2 Tuesdays for $2 tickets and popcorn. So I think we have to give a lot of credit as a whole to the staff, especially the promotions crew.
Well, they really like to find things, and in our 25th anniversary, wanted to do a lot. They're almost every weekend there's going to be something special. We'll have Star Wars one night. We're looking at a 90s night. There are a lot of variety of things that we haven't done in the past that can really go to any age group to come out here and see it and enjoy it. And you have that kind of activity going on. It's not just coming to a baseball game. It's seeing something that's special for the night. And I think that's been really good. And then on a night-to-night basis, I mean, you see it all the time in between innings. It's fun. We have the games, entertainment that people are doing. That guy almost won $10,000 last night by missing the golf shot by 2 feet. So,
wow.
Yeah, so there are a lot of, in between innings, fans are having fun with all the interaction that goes on as well.
Now, going back to that golf shot, I heard it was pretty close, but he did win the money.
No, you have to make it. It has to go in. Were you having a jealous attack about that? Or
yes, I was.
Would have been 10. Yeah, and it was close. I think we probably have a picture of it on the website somewhere. I don't know that they were going to post it, but I would bet that it was probably a 100-yard shot, and he got it like within 2 feet, as close as anybody's gotten so far. So.
Oh, that's impressive. I just want to let the audience know the last 6 batters, 5 of them have had successful hits. There have been 3 runs scored in this inning. The Boomers lead by a score of 5-2. Now, what attracted you to the city of Evansville? I don't know if I ever asked you where you were from and how you were able to get down to.
Well, one thing that attracted me to it is I was born at St. Mary's Hospital. So from the first day of my life, I was here and I liked it, so I stayed. I've never really gone. I've had a few different things that I've done over the course of my career, but outside of college, I've for the most part, I've been here.
Got a 1-1 count to Polston, the shortstop. He was 1 for 2 today. Otters down by a score of 5-2. I'm joined by Otters president, Mr. John Stanley. Chris Cepeda in. He relieved Jacques Pichou earlier in the game. There's 1 out here with a 1-2 count to Polston. Runners are first and second to pitch. And will be fouled down the first base line.
Dave, I bet if I would ask you what you've enjoyed about being in Evansville so far, you would say the people, probably the food some places where we got something to do, that the friendliness of everyone, and just the general ease of moving around Evansville from a transportation standpoint. There are just a lot of things like that at a place like this get you that you don't find anywhere else. And it's certainly well balanced in that it's not just sports. There's a lot of cultural events and things to do on any given weekend.
Yes, now I have to give credit because being from the Northeast, there's a different environment here in Evansville from back home. And I really do appreciate the friendliness and, in a way, the Southern hospitality. I really do appreciate the people, everyone I've interacted with, being overall very friendly. And it's kind of welcoming, especially to a newcomer like myself. And I think that the Otters have exemplified not only a team on the field, but I think from your leadership all the way down, they are an all-around great organization. And I think the philanthropy and involvement in the community is very important. I know there were a couple of players earlier this week that they went to read a couple stories to an elementary school class earlier. So it just goes to show the amount of involvement that the Otters have in the community, in addition to playing on the field.
We do that, and in fact, as part of our anniversary this year, we are sponsoring a habitat house, and it's going to be called the House the Otters Built, and we're going to, I think it's July 12th, maybe close, is the event that we're having on Habitat Night, and we'll have a lot of people here. We're welcoming the families, the Habitat families, the Habitat people, singers, and the community come celebrate that night with us too. And we had the kickoff of the house earlier this week, and it was very heartwarming, and it's going to be a fun night.
So now, just to let the fans know, the bases are loaded after the hit by pitch to Polston. There's a ball in front of home plate. Cepeda tags the runner out. So that's an unassisted 1 put out by the pitcher Cepeda. There's out number 2. The runners advance. To third is Jimenez. To second is Polston. Still the batter is Connor Oliver, who had a rocket of a triple last night. He has an 0-1 count today. This is kind of an uncharacteristic inning that we've seen from the Otters from a defensive standpoint. And we
called that one lucky.
It was.
The ball bounced in front of the plate, or off the catcher. It bounced, hopped, and then it just moved out there, and the pitcher paying attention, came in, grabbed it, and tagged the guy before he got home. So could have easily been a run, but it's not. And so we're still in the game and hopefully get this guy out.
Yeah, we got some more action in the bullpen down for the Otters on the first base side as well. In addition to the Otters and the Athletics, what is it that you like about the Evansville community? Now, you've been here for a long period of time.
You're not going to say, are you?
No, I want to be respectful in a sense. But what is it about Evansville that that just makes it unique? When coming here, I know it's the third largest city in Indiana, but it feels like a really great environment for a small town.
I think that it has a great mix of some great universities, great hospitals. We're very fortunate to kind of be a regional head of where people come, and so we have everything a big city has except a lot of the problems in getting your car across town. And I think the people are pretty laid back and easy to be around, appreciative, nice, willing to help in the community. I mean, there's a list that would be a mile long as to why this city is good, and our mayor and the administration do a great job in bringing in new business and new activities to the city. And we've got, professional hockey team to go along with the baseball, some great basketball teams, sports programs at U of E and USI both. So, all that, if you like sports or any kind of culture, is here.
We got a strikeout by Cepeda to end the. John Stanley, president of the Honors, I really want to thank you for joining us on the broadcast. I really do. Bill, would you like to say something?
Yeah, the All-Star game next year.
Oh, has it been official? I don't know if it's been official yet, but there might be some things in the works, possibly, for more events here at Bosse Field.
Well, you are always looking at things to do. And this year, we were talking about what people have always asked, would we ever like to do the All-Star game again? It's quite a chore to work on it. So, and I know the Frontier League would be interested in having us do it again. Well, this year, it's kind of like a little bit at a time. We're going to, are working with the Can-Am League, the other independent league baseball league. We're working with them, and we're going to New York. The entire Frontier League, our team, will have one team this year instead of the East playing the West. So it's kind of like something new, and we really are anxious to go up there and beat the Can-Am League. It's for one game. It's silly because it's just one game, but to go up there and beat a rival league, it would be a lot of fun. So we're looking forward to it, and they were happy to host us up there. So that should be fun. And so when you're talking about the All-Star game, the whole structure could change. So there's no certainty as to what it's going to be, what format, or who's going to be involved. So we're always open to hearing it, but I don't think it's quite determined as to exactly what the actual game is going to look like at this point in time. But involved with the Frontier League is a lot of smart people, a lot of experience and knowledge. So we'll be talking through all that over the next year to see.
Yeah, now I know there have been rumors and discussions, but I didn't want to make anything official over the air to make it public.
Well, it's not close to being official because no one really has any certainty as to what it's going to be. So, so you have to wait and see on all that. But, we know going into 2020 that we're locked into a lot of contending events or new events that people want to do with the Otters. So I don't see, and improvements to Bosse Field as well that I think will be interesting and appreciated by the fans if all goes according to plan. So excited about it all.
Oh, well, John, seriously, thank you so much for taking some time out of your evening to join us on the air. The president of the Evansville Otters, Mr. John Stanley.
Thanks, Dave, and thanks for calling the game. You and Bill do a really nice job. I enjoy hearing how the game's going when I'm not around or on the road, listening to what's happening too, as well as here. So I'm going to take this off and give it back to Bill so he can talk about the game some more.
All right. Thank you very much, John. Ryan Long to the plate. Otters down by a score of 5-2. Cronin to the plate, He'll line this one to left field. That will drop for a base hit. Rounding first, heading to second is David Cronin. And he gets the Otters started with a hit. Welcome back, Bill. Thank you for allowing John to speak to the fans out here.
Well, he's a great sportsman in this town. Like I said, he was the athletic director at the University of Evansville. He was the vice president of Old National Bank, and born and raised in this town. So he's got a lot of connections. And I tell you what, you were happy, and I'm happy that he was had time to come up and to chat with you. In the meantime, we've already started the bottom of the fifth, and we have the leadoff runner on base. And unfortunately, our young pitcher just ran into a little tornado there for a while. But however, let's go back to that inning when Carlos let that ball go through. That was, that was the leak that let the river flow through the dam.
Keith Grieshaber to the plate, Cronin on second. 1-0 the count. The 2 runs were scored in the fourth. 3 in the top of the fifth. We're in the bottom of the fifth. Next pitch, outside for a ball to Keith Grieshaber. Count moves to 2-0. And there goes Secret Weapon trying to start a rally with his cowbell.
He has done that many, many, many years. He's been here doing that. A very personal friend of Mr. Bussing's.
2-0 to Keith is low and away. Count moves to 3-0, and we have other Otters fan there, Nick Drake, on the first base side, waving his white flag, trying to cheer on his Evansville Otters, as well as everyone else. Otters jumped out to a 2-0 lead in the first. They've been scoreless since. The Boomers have tacked on 5 runs on 13 hits. 3-0 the count to Keith Grieshaber. Cronin at second, the 3-0 from Rozek. That'll be ball 4. So, leadoff batters 1 and 2 at first and second.
And this man here could tie the game with 1 swing. He's got 2 hits so far, 2 rockets, 2 line drives. And one was a double his first time up, and now he's got the single. But, in fact, it was a possibility. He could have gotten a triple out of it, but Andy held him up at third. But, real quick on Secret Weapon here. One night he was at the game, and this was maybe 6, 7, 8 years ago, and he didn't feel well, and they took him to the hospital, and next thing you know, he was on the dialysis machine. And over the period of years, he unfortunately had to have some of his body, his legs and ankles and such amputated. He's restricted to a wheelchair now, but he is a great, great fan.
You got between Secret Weapon with Nick Drake and everyone else, it's amazing how much the Evansville faithful care about their Otters.
Oh, yeah.
Long takes a strike outside for a count at 0-1. Runners are first and second, no outs. Prime opportunity for the Otters to put a run across the board or more. Ryan Long is due for a home run. He hasn't hit one since May 26th. He shows bunt, and that ball goes foul. Count goes to 0-2. Did you agree with that particular decision?
Bunting?
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's a tough decision. You got no outs, and you're down by 3. To move the runners into scoring position, yes, it was a good decision. To get them advanced with no outs, having runners on second and third and 1 out, it's an advantage.
0-2 now to count to Long. Cronin at second. Grieshaber at first. Rozek, the 0-2 pitch. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. It's that pitch that's low and away to a left-handed batters. That costs Long for out number 1.
Yeah, and I don't understand it. Ryan's up there, and I study his position at the plate. And if he was to extend his arms over that plate, he covers the outside corner. But some reason, he kind of draws his body backward, and he reaches for that, which again, drawing your body back means you're pulling the bat back. So therefore, the bat is short of crossing the plate. Instead of striding into it, he kind of, but anyway, get back to another fan, if I may. There's a fan down here named Jimmy, and he's been with us for years and years, and he's a loyal fan too, and his father has got dementia now. He was telling me before the game, and poor Jimmy needs a ride to and from the game as well as, Secret Weapon. So people are helping those people out. They're loyal fans, but they have others to help them get to and from the game. Thank God.
Well, we surely appreciate the entire Evansville community pitching in to allow games like this to happen.
Yeah.
I think we can't take days like this for granted.
Well, you were talking to John Stanley, and you were asking him several questions about the community, and that's one.
The pitch to Carlos Castro, first is low and inside for a ball.
Well, that's when he was covering. You got people here in Evansville that care for each other, and they help each other and assist each other. And, you know, you're from the Northeast, and so am I. And, you know, you ask someone for a dollar, and they're liable to hit you over the head and take the dollar that you had in your pocket.
Right.
So there's a big, big difference.
Count now at 2-0 to Castro. Had a pitch, first a ball inside. Next pitch was low outside. Runners are at first and second for the Otters with one out. They're down 5-2. The 2-0. High and outside for a ball once more. Count moves to 3-0.
Yeah, we're in the fifth inning, and yet we have had nearly every inning we've had the opportunity to score. We've had runners on, bases loaded, two and on, no outs. I mean, several times. We just got to get that base hit to bring in some runs.
Castro can do it. The 3-0, that'll be a called strike. Right down the heart of the plate, count now at 3-1. And I think it's okay to take a strike. Now he has an idea of where his strike zone will be. And Carlos will look for his pitch. The native of the Dominican Republic. The 3-1. Outside, ball 4. Now, bases are loaded. Cronin led off with a base hit. Was it officially ruled a double?
Yes, it should have been.
Okay.
Yes.
So he led off with a double. Keith Grieshaber walked. And now Castro walks. To third will be Cronin. Second, Grieshaber. First, Castro. Dakota Phillips, who is 1 for 2 today. He had the RBI back in the first inning to score Ryan Long. In his attempt to extend his single to a double, he was thrown out at second base. He's got a golden opportunity right here. Man who's hitting .379 at Bossy Field in 9 games. The first pitch to Dakota. Swing and a miss. He was looking to swing that one over the fence. Falls for a breaking ball from Rozek. Count at 0-1. And there goes our guy's secret weapon, trying to get the crowd back into it.
Yeah.
Bases loaded, 1 out. The pitch, fly ball, and that will be fouled down the third base line. Otters in their navy blue uniforms with white pants. The Boomers in their alternate orange uniforms with gray pants.
Just for your edification, that cowbell, that secret weapon is banging on is the second, because the first one, some of the ball players absconded with it and put it up in the ceiling here that he couldn't get it.
Oh, how many years ago was that?
Oh, maybe 5 years ago.
Okay. Fly ball, that will be foul once more down the third base line. Dakota Phillips with an 0-2 count, coined as the Iron Man of this baseball team.
Yeah.
And at home, here at Bossy Field, 19 total bases, 11 hits, 6 RBIs, and a handful of his home runs. Cronin at third, Grieshaber at second, Castro at first. 5-2 in favor of the Boomers.
Didn't Mr. Phillips hit one to deep, deep, deep center field?
Yes, that was his single that he tried to extend into the double.
Right.
Rozek waits for the sign from his catcher, Odo. They agree with the pitch, and here it is. Ground ball, this time foul, down the first baseline. Count remains at 0-2, and we have to give a lot of credit to Dakota, who's battling at the plate right now.
Oh, yeah. He's protecting that plate. 0-2. I'll tell you what, that's a situation you don't want to be in. Because, you know, you don't have much room to wiggle.
He takes a pause, he'll step out of the batter's box, takes a long, deep breath. Stepping back into the batter's box, lefty on lefty matchup, the 0-2. Ground ball to the pitcher, Can't field it cleanly. Throwing over the first baseman. 1 run scores already. Grieshaber around for third. He'll score. Here comes Castro. Throw is never in time. 3 runs cross the plate, and we have a tie ball game.
Right, and it's amazing. It's always, I was with my son and my grandson this afternoon, and my son is a coach at high school, and he was teaching his his son, my grandson, he said, what did I tell you? Step and throw, step and throw. Pitchers have a habit of fielding the ball, and no matter what position they're in, they throw it. And I'm going to tell you, you can't count the times that the ball is always wild. You got to step and throw.
So that will be an error ruled on the pitcher, Rozek.
Oh, yeah.
So 3 runs cross the plate.
No RBIs.
Unfortunately, no.
No, they're all unearned runs with the RBI. I mean, with the error. So
in a way, we got to give credit to Dakota, who had a hard ground ball to the pitcher, who made the decision. Rozek threw it over the head of Jimenez.
Yeah.
That allowed the 3 runs to score. We got a new ball game, Bill.
Right.
First pitch to Calabrese, inside for a strike, counted 0-1.
Well, how many times have I said the pitcher is supposed to field his position, but at times they try to, and they deflect the ball, and with that it ends up the batter is always safe.
The 0-1 to Calabrese, low and away for a ball. Count even at 1.
I guess Mrs. Phillips out there in
Nacogdoches.
Nacogdoches is quite happy. Even though it's not a base hit, it's still a contribution to the team.
Yes. A 1-1 to Calabrese. Line drive left field. That will go all the way to the wall. Rounding's third, and scoring is Dakota Phillips. Standing at second with an go-ahead RBI double is Rob Calabrese. Otters on top, 6-5.
Now there's a good example, Dave, of playing too close as an outfielder. You always can go in, but you can't go out. That went over his head. Now, if he was playing normal left field, he probably would have caught that ball.
Anthony Maselli to the plate. The seventh batter of the inning. First pitch, high and outside for a ball. Count at 1-0 to Maselli.
So we have a 6-5 ball game.
We do.
And am I looking up right there, 13 hits or 10 hits they got compared to R9?
The scorebook here on Point Streak says it's 5 runs, 12 hits, and an error for the Schaumburg Boomers. 6 runs total on 9 hits for the Otters.
Right. Unfortunately, I left my glasses at home, rushing to the drugstore for my wife to get pain medicine. And
how's she doing, by the way?
Not that good. And but anyway, I just rushed out of the house. She said, "Would you please go before the drugstore closes?" And I just jumped in the car. And then when I got to the drugstore, I said, "I haven't got my glasses."
Next pitch to Maselli is a called strike on the inside corner. Lefty-lefty matchup. Cronin led over the double. Walk by Grieshaber. Strikeout from Long. Walk from Castro. Phillips hit the ball to the pitcher, Rozek, and it was an error. He threw the ball over the first baseman, Jimenez, that allowed all 3 runners to cross the plate. Phillips then scored on the RBI double from Rob Calabrese, and the Otters are up 6-5. 1-2 the count to Maselli. The pitch. Ground ball to the shortstop, Polston. Will throw across the diamond, holding Calabrese at second, and will get Maselli in time for out number 2.
Now, I'm going to ask a ludicrous question, but did we have somebody else warming up in the bullpen that last inning?
We did.
I would, it may seem cruel, but I would have him coming in this inning because our relief pitcher that came in, I think they
got 2 runs.
They abused him.
Yep.
The first pitch, wasn't it a home run?
First pitch from Jacques.
Yeah. No, when the relief pitcher came in.
That's right, yes.
First pitch went over the left field wall.
Called strike to Justin Irby on the outside corner. Counted 0-1. Calabrese standing at second. 2 outs now. Otters scored 4 runs in this inning. to make the score 6-5 in favor of Evansville. The 0-1. Ground, there'll be foul, behind home plate. Counted 0-2.
Now, there was a good example of what we talk about all the time. Quick bat, but in that particular time, a lazy bat, because he hit the ball before it went in the catcher's glove, and that's why it was deflective. His timing was off.
Counted 0-2. The pitch. Outside for a ball. 1-2. Justin Irby. Calabrese at second. A lot of runs have been scored in this inning. A total of 7. The 1-2. High for a ball. Count even at 2 to Irby.
See, that left fielder's playing a little deeper this time. He got burned. You know, as a little kid, you say, don't touch that iron because it's hot. Well, you do, and you find out it is.
The 2-2, ground ball over to third. Galuski across the diamond in time for out number 3. Otters retake the lead. They were down 5-2 heading into the bottom of the 5th. They retake the lead at 6-5 as we head to the top of the 6th. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
The Tin Fish Restaurant is located at 707 State Street in Newburgh, Indiana. Independently owned and operated, the Tin Fish menu featured salads and sandwiches, as well as seafood platters and combos, and seafood burritos, tacos, and burgers. The Tin Fish Restaurant is open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. They can be reached by phone at 812-490-7000. Visit them online at tinfishnewburgh.com. The Tin Fish Restaurant, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. The local Pepsi bottling group features Pepsi Company products for distribution to retailers and vendors in the tri-state and would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. The Pepsi bottling group has locations at 2605 West Marion Street in Marion, Illinois, 3081 Contronics Drive in Owensboro, Kentucky, and 11733 West Industrial Park Drive in Elberfeld, Indiana. Information on Pepsi products can be found online at PepsiCo.com. Pepsi, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
Why Old National Bank? Old National Bank began in 1834 with just one room and a passion for helping people prosper. Today, we are honored and grateful to be the financial partner for so many businesses, families, and individuals like you. From our commitment to safety and security to our promise of service that will exceed your expectations, we want to be your bank for life. Old National Bank, member FDIC.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. We have a new and very interesting ball game. Otters were down 5-2 heading into the bottom of the 5th. There were 3 runs scored, including 2 home runs hit by the Boomers. And then they responded by scoring 4 in the bottom of the 5th. We have a 6-5 ball game in favor of Evansville.
Well, let's give credit to the man that starts most of those big innings off, and that's Dave Cronin. He's a spark plug. Now, he was on the All-Star team last year.
He was.
Yeah. Now, I didn't hear what John said about the All-Star. Was he hoping it's here?
He's hoping, but there needs to be more discussions. They need to figure out the logistics and basically more conversation in order for that to happen.
Oh, okay.
Because I think there's always a money thing involved in situations like that.
But you have to reserve those hotel rooms for not only the players but the parents, and then of course communication with radios, advertisement. There is a lot involved. It takes a year to set one of those things up. Yes.
1-1 the count to Jack Parenti. Last time we saw Jack was back in the 4th. He had a ground out.
I tell you what.
Cepeda, the pitcher on the mound for the Otters.
I'm going to say Max. We should have started a different pitcher. Unfortunately, I'm not trying to downgrade this young man, but he didn't show that much last when he came in to relieve, and he's not showing that much right now. And we're up 1. I don't want to lose it.
The 2-1. Called strike 2 on the outside corner. Two and two, the count, the pitch. Fly ball, foul, down the third base line. Count remains even at 2 to Jack Parenti. Parenti is 0 for 3 heading into this at-bat. Struck out in the second, fly out in the first, and a ground out in the fourth. Cepeda, the man from Port Jefferson, New York. The 2-2, outside for a ball. Count moves to 3-2. It's at the time he was called in, it was a WOW call to the bullpen. WOW is the internet, TV, and cable provider here in Evansville. One of the best double play deals in the town. Count full to Jack Parenti. The pitch. Outside for ball 4.
I tell you, this young man, he doesn't have it, and I don't want to see it. I don't want to lose this lead. You know, I mean,
they fought all the way back to get it.
Yes, and a 1-1 lead is not that big. I don't know what situation is here. I mean, you're down by 1. You're in the 6th inning. Is he going to bunt? I'd be bunting if I was managing. I want to tie this game up.
We got, looks like the man from Brown University, Taylor Wright, warming up in the bullpen.
See, I mean,
ball outside. Count at 1-0 to Dylan Jones, who hit a 2-run home run back in the 5th.
Yeah, and but anyway, you know, I get nervous when you're 1 run up. I'm not that bad when we're losing by 1, but when you're up by 1,
you want to extend it and then hold it when you're on defense.
Right.
Taylor Wright, looks like closer Danny Urbeck might be start throwing, but we're in the top of the 6th. 1-0 count to Dylan Jones. So Jones has 2 home runs in this series already. Both of them 2-run homers. So he's got 4 RBIs already.
You see the difference between baseball during my years and baseball today is a starter. It could be your star starter, you know, with a 15-2 record. In a situation like this, he may come in for relief.
Next pitch, called strike in the outside corner from Cepeda. Count at 1-2.
When you want to win a game, you bring in anyone that can help you win. You don't say, well, you know, he's a starter and I can't use him. Hey, you want to win, you use anybody.
The 1-2, fly ball, foul down the third base line. Count remains at 1-2.
And in those days, way before your time, David, I'm not insulting you, but most of your pitchers went 7, 8, 9 innings. Today they go 5, 6. They're happy. Here comes the middleman. Here comes the closer.
The 1-2 will be just foul down the third base line.
The next window. The next window. Go to the next window. We're the first window up the stairs that everyone comes over to see us.
They want to say hello, at least.
Yeah, that or they got the winning ticket.
They going to give me some money? No, I think they should give you the money first, right?
We
got a strikeout there from Cepeda.
Yeah, on a bad slider in the dirt, which he went after. He went that golf. Those lefties, I tell you, a lefty for some reason, they love that pitch that's down by their ankle, and they love to golf. They must be good golfers.
1 out, top of the 6th. Otters up 6-5. To the plate is Mr. Jimmy Galuski. Galuski today is 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored. He scored in that 2-run homer by Clint Hardy. First pitch, called strike on the outside corner.
And he also made that outstanding play on that bunt that we had and came in hard. Third base bare hand threw across his body, and he nabbed the Otter.
The 0-1. Fly ball, left center field. Going back is Meggs, and that ball will drop, rolling all the way to the wall. Rounding second, heading to third. He's going to score is Parenti. To the plate, that throw is not in time, and we have a tie ball game again. Scoring from first is Parenti. On second with an RBI double is Jimmy Galuski. He has been a machine for this Boomers team these past 2 days.
Yes, he placed it left center. Now here comes Max now, but this guy shouldn't have been the starter this inning. But anyway.
We're going to take a commercial break. Taylor Wright, the new pitcher for the Otters. Hopefully, he can keep this game tied. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball, 92.15 WUEV.
The local Pepsi bottling group features Pepsi Company products for distribution to retailers and vendors in the tri-state and would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. The Pepsi bottling group has locations at 2605 West Marion Street in Marion, Illinois, 3081 Contronics Drive in Owensboro, Kentucky, and 11733 West Industrial Park Drive in Elberfeld, Indiana. Information on Pepsi products can be found online at PepsiCo.com. Pepsi, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank Sinorama Evansville for their support this season. Sinorama Evansville is a multi-application supplier of custom-made signs, banners, and decals in the tri-state. Located at 1300 North Royal Avenue in Evansville, Sinorama is open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. They can be reached by phone at 812-477-7763 and can be found online at sinorama.com/in-Evansville. Sinorama Evansville, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. The Evansville
Welcome
the
back to
Evansville
Evansville
Otters would like to thank
Baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. New pitcher as a WOW call to the bullpen is occurring. WOW is the official internet, TV, and phone provider for the city of Evansville. The best double play deal here in town.
County as well. We live in the county, and that used to be our service.
So on the mound for the Otters is the Ivy Leaguer, Taylor Wright from Brown University. First year of professional baseball, entering the game with 27 strikeouts on the year and an ERA around 1.5. Taylor Wright will face Nick Otto, who is 1 for 3 today, followed by Clint Hardy on deck. Jimmy Galuski just tied this game on an RBI double that scored Jack Parenti. There's one out here in the top of the 6th. Wright working on his curveball, got a nice splitter, and a fastball topping at 90.
What was, how many hits did the pitcher that just left the game, how many hits did he give up? Got to be at least 4.
4.
And how many innings did he pitch? 2/3. 1 inning. 4 hits in 1 inning, and he gave up a home run. Now he gave up this run.
2 earned runs.
2 earned runs. 1 inning.
Tie game at 6. Taylor Wright on the mound. Runner at second in Galuski. Otto, the batter. The pitch, showing bunt. Bunts it down the third base line. Across the diamond is long to Castro.
Ooh.
And just barely out. Advances the runner to third.
I tell you what, if Castro didn't go halfway out in that field with that stretch, he was safe because that was a boom-boom play.
To the plate is Clint Hardy, who hit a 2-run home run his last time up.
And you also put the runner on third base, whereupon a bad pitch, a wild pitch, the runner's going to score.
Wright coming in with 26 strikeouts and 1.42 ERA in 19 innings thrown. Runner on third, 2 outs. Wright on the mound to try to close this inning out for the Otters. He also has 2 saves on the year. Taylor Wright will step off the rubber, indicating to Rob Calabrese It was my bad. I wanted to collect myself before the pitch I want to throw. From the left side of the rubber, right with a runner on third. Clint Hardy to the plate, the pitch.
Right.
Called strike on the outside corner. Good breaking ball right there from right. Counted 0-1. Six runs on 13 hits for the Boomers. 6 runs on 9 hits for the Otters.
Each team has an error, which again was responsible for different runs for them and for us.
The 0-1. Ground ball, cut off by Long. Across to Castro in time.
Good play.
Right. Keeps the game tied. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Tie game at 6. You listen to Evansville Otters Baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
Since 1994, Slays Restoration has been assisting tri-state residents clean up and restore their properties after disasters of all kinds. Located at 2121 Cotter Avenue in Evansville, Slays Restoration offers assistance for water damage, fire and smoke damage, mold and biohazard mitigation, complete reconstruction, and much more. Slays Restoration can be reached toll-free 24 hours a day at 1-888-776-8555. It can also be found online at slaysrestoration.com.
SRG Global, a Guardian company, would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. Founded in 1932, SRG Global is one of the world's largest manufacturers of chrome-plated plastic parts for the automotive, commercial truck, and household appliance industry. Located locally at 601 North Congress Avenue in Evansville, SRG Global can be found online at srgglobal.com. They can also be reached in Evansville by phone at 812-477-6151.
Injuries are inevitable. It doesn't matter if you're playing baseball, walking the dog, or falling from a ladder. Injuries happen. When they do, Tri-State Orthopedics offers treatment for sprains, strains, and fractures by medical specialists. Tri-State Orthopedics is located at 225 Cross Lake Drive in Evansville, just north of the Lloyd and I-164. Tri-State Orthopedics can be reached by phone at 812-477-1558. Its urgent care line is 812-474-OUCH. Tri-State Orthopedics, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. This game has been very
interesting.
Yeah, interesting, but it's been like a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Up and down. Now, I believe you told me you're not a big fan of roller coasters. That's correct?
I'm sorry?
Are you a fan of the roller coaster?
What do you mean by roller coaster?
The amusement park ride, the roller coaster.
Oh, yes, yes.
You like the roller coasters?
Oh, well, I used to.
Okay.
I used to.
I think I was talking to someone, they're not a big fan of roller coasters, but I'm glad you are.
You got one of the best here in Santa Claus land.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, I mean, every year they come up with one of the greatest in the country, in the world.
Okay.
And, wooden structures. Those roller coasters are wooden structures, not metal.
So we have a 6-6 ball game, and we also have a new pitcher.
Yeah. The last time I rode a roller coaster was down in Disneyland or Disney World, whatever, in Florida. And it does warn you, if you got a bad heart, and the kids said, don't go. I said, oh, no. Well, I'll tell you what, I couldn't wait to get off that. My heart was beating, about 200 beats a minute. But I said never again. I mean, I was lucky I didn't have a heart attack, but...
Jack Meggs to the plate. We have a lefty batter against a pitcher who throws left-handed. So lefty-lefty matchup.
You look at the third baseman who made that great play on him last time, and watch him come in for a possible bunt. See him moving in. See him come in.
Yes, I do. The third baseman especially.
Right, that's what I'm talking about. That's why Jack got thrown out, because he was on the move as the ball was laid down rather than dumbfounded that he had to wait and think of it first. He was already moving, so that must have made the great play.
1-1 the count after the foul ball from Meggs. Lefty on lefty matchup. Darrell Thompson, who pitched for the Boomers last year. Next pitch to Jack is low and away for a ball. Count at 2-1. Jack has 2 home runs on the year, one at Bossy Field. That was in the first game of the season. Then he hit a 3-run homer in the Game 2 of the day-night doubleheader against the Gateway Grizzlies weeks ago. 2-1. Ground ball, chopped a couple of times. Gonzalez makes a nice play over at second to get the out for out number 1.
Yeah, that was a routine second ball down to the second baseman. It took a bad hop, and he had to jump up a little to get it. We were lucky, or he was lucky, put it that way. And you don't see
David Cronin to the plate. Go ahead.
You don't see many bad hops in this field.
Cronin to the plate, and he was the man who started off that 5th inning where the Otters scored 4 runs to, at the time, take a 6-5 lead. Had led off with a double and later scored on the error made by the pitcher, Rozek. The first pitch to Cronin, he shows bunt, then pulls his bat back as that pitch was low in the dirt for a ball. Count at 1-0. One of the reasons why Dave likes second base is that he's more involved in the game than other positions. He likes to taking a leadership role as a man who played for the team last year. And most importantly, he likes to turn double plays. The 1-0, ground ball over the second baseman, Gonzalez. Over to first in time. Back-to-back ground outs to Gonzalez. They throw them over to first for out number 2 this time. Keith Grieshaber to the plate. Keith scored in the 5th inning after walking when he was at bat. Keith hitting .281 on the year. 1 home run. The man from St. Louis, Missouri. Left-handed pitcher, right-handed batter. The delivery from Thompson. Called strike on the outside corner. Thompson pitched for the Boomers last year. He's from Middletown, Virginia. 0-1, the pitch. Swing and a miss. Grieshaber late on that fastball. Counted 0-2.
He was late because he jacked up to hit one downtown Hopstad. I mean, that ball was in the catcher's glove before he even got halfway around. That's because he overswung.
0-2 the count to Keith with 2 outs. Tie game at 6. The pitch. Inside for a called strike 3. Grieshaber does not like the call. We head to the top of the 7th. Tie game at 6. You listen to Evansville Otters Baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
The pizza brick road always goes to Tyroni's. I'm in the mood for pizza and I'm ready to go. The pizza brick road goes to Tyroni's. So follow me down the pizza brick road. Road down to Tyroni's. The pizza brick road. The pizza brick road always goes to Tyroni's.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811. Brought to you by Indiana 811.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank the Evansville Courier and Press for their support and coverage of Otters baseball. The Evansville Courier and Press provides news, sports, and weather coverage to the Tri-State, both in a print and online edition. The Evansville Courier and Press can be found online at courierandpress.com, as well as on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. The Evansville Courier and Press, a member of the Journal Media Group.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. Tie game at 6. We're in the top of the 7th. Taylor Wright on for his 2nd inning of work. came in relief for Chris Cepeda in the 6th to keep the game tied. Wright from Brown University, attended high school, Episcopal Academy in the Philadelphia area. Wright coming into this game with a 1.42 ERA, 19 innings pitched, and 26 strikeouts. One of the more solid relievers. We'll hear his interview tomorrow on the pregame show.
Yeah, most of them, whether it's Princeton or Harvard or Yale or Brown, Columbia, those Ivy League schools, they're more interested in the student rather than the athlete. But they do have competitive teams, but they can't compete against the Notre Dames so low.
Went from working in finance to here in Evansville. His story is incredible. Giving his professional baseball shot a good one, at least a good try. To the plate is Julio Gonzalez. The first pitch is a called strike on the outside corner, counted 0-1. Gonzalez tonight, he's 3 for 3 with a run scored, 2 singles, and a double. An RBI double, as a matter of fact. Much better night than yesterday. He was 0 for 4 at the plate.
A left center field double.
0-1 in the dirt for a ball. Count even at 1 to Gonzalez. We hope his wife, Veronica, is doing well back in Chicago.
And you said they already know it's a boy.
They do. They are expecting a baby boy in October.
Yeah.
Wright comes, sets, and fires. Fly ball, right field. Playable for Irby. He'll make the catch for out number 1. Gonzalez now 3 for 4. To the plate now will be the first baseman, Jimenez. He had that 2-6-1 double play in the 2nd. He had a ground out to Maselli in the 4th. And he had a single in the 5th. Righty on righty matchup. Tie game at 6. It was tied at 2, and then the Boomers scored 3 runs off of 2 hits, both of them home runs. Called strike outside. Fastball there by Wright, counted 0-1. The Otters then responded by scoring 4 runs in the bottom of the 5th to take the lead at the time, 6-5. And then an RBI double by Galuski tied this game at 6. Foul ball behind the plate. Count moves at 0-2.
Yeah, was it 13 hits compared to 9 hits?
You are correct.
Yeah, thank you.
I should give you a prize. $5 will do.
Yeah.
0-2 the count to Jimenez. The pitch from Wright. Ground ball over the pitcher's mound. Fielded by Cronin. Will throw to first in time for out number 1.
Now,
out number 2. There we go.
Yeah. Now, he had a 0-2 count. And you've heard me say it so many times, don't throw a strike. That time it was low and outside, and the batter reached, hit a cheap ground ball to second base. But again, he forced the batter to hit his pitch, which he had to lean across the plate and hit it. Took away any power. That's what you call good pitching.
2 quick outs from Wright. Polston to the plate, who was hit by a pitch his last time up. First pitch is a fastball inside for a ball.
You know, overall, what has kept the Otters competitive so far in this season is good pitching. That is what has helped the Otters. Now, of course, there's some bad ones, but overall.
Fly ball, right field. Irby going back, diving, and making the catch is Jack Meigs. A diving catch in right center field. That saves at least a double.
And listen to the crowd give him a hand, too. People here, the fans, appreciate that great play. And that was a great play. If any play in professional baseball tonight that belongs on ESPN, it's that play. That was one heck of a catch.
We head to the bottom of the 7th. It is stretch time here at Bosse Field. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
GD Ritzy's is a proud supporter of Evansville.
Okay, Otters fans, I'm up here high in the press box, right behind home plate. My buddy Bill McHugh is going to help us sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game. You guys stand up and help him out.
Is everybody ready?
Nice.
A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some nuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, for it's root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
GD Ritzy's is a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. GD Ritzy's menu features hamburgers, grilled chicken sandwiches, old-fashioned peanut butter and jelly, and ice cream. With 3 Evansville locations: west at 4810 University Drive, on the north side at 4320 North 1st Avenue, and on the east side at 601 North Green River Road. GD Ritzy's is open from 10 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, and 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. GD Ritzy's, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
Heritage Federal Credit Union has 7 full-service branches in both Evansville and Newburgh, serving more than 38,000 members. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Vandenberg or Warwick County. Heritage Federal Credit Union offers
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. We got a tie game at 6. Ryan Long to the plate. We've said it all night. He's due for a home run.
Yeah, but he's getting those extra base hits, and I'll take anything as long as you
put solid contact on the ball.
Yeah.
Ryan is 2 for 3 tonight. A double and a run scored, and then a single. An RBI double, as a matter of fact, back in the first.
Yes.
0-1 the count to Long. Lefty on lefty matchup. Thompson in for a second inning of work. The pitch. Check swing. Ryan does go around, says the base umpire.
Bad call.
Mr. James Purnell.
Right. He should be put in timeout for that bad call.
Put him in the corner?
Yes. With the dunce hat.
If you say so.
Yes.
0-2 the count to Long. Thompson kicks and fires. That's a fly ball foul down the third base line.
I got a great-granddaughter that, I tell you what, she knows every principal that she's ever, or nursery school she's ever gone to. I tell you what, she probably gets a double A for being in timeout the most time. Oh. She is a Lulu.
The 0-2, fly ball, foul, down the third base line.
You know what? I haven't seen Ryan do it lately, but he used to be able to do it last year, and he did it a few times this time. And that is just meet the ball and stroke it and put it out into left center. You know, not extra bases, just, you know, in between, get his base hit. It didn't go for the long ball. Get that nice swing.
Count it 0-2, and there is time called by Long before the delivery from Thompson.
I tell you what, that might have been a home run pitch because it was a slider that was right slightly above the belt and inside, and I think he would have really I hope he gets that pitch again.
0-2 the count. The pitch. Called strike 3. right on the inside part of the strike zone. One away, Long down on a strikeout for the second time tonight. Back-to-back called strikeouts for Ryan Long. That'll be out number one at the bottom of the seventh. To the plate will be Carlos Castro. He is 1 for 2 tonight with a walk, a run scored, and a single. His walk made the bases loaded back in the fifth.
Yes, and if you remember, he had a 3-0 count and the bases were loaded, and
took a strike.
He took the strike, and the time before he had a 3-0 count, and he swung at it and hit a fly ball to right field.
Pitch low in the dirt. Hear the sounds of fireworks out in right field near the parking lot. There will be fireworks tonight to commemorate the 25th anniversary of the Otters. The 1-0. Fly ball, right field, and this will drop all the way to the wall. Rounding first, heading to second, is Carlos Castro sliding with a double. Castro, 2 for 3 tonight. And a much-needed double puts another runner in scoring position for the Otters. Dakota Phillips to the plate.
I don't think I've seen too many batters in my lifetime that were right-hand batters, but hit mostly an awful lot of balls down the right field line. And I mean the right field line, not the right field, but the right field line. He's getting more doubles. More power to him. I wish he keeps doing it all year long.
Phillips to the plate. He reached on an error back in the fifth that allowed those runs to score, 3 of them that tied the game at 5. The error by Rozek over the first baseman Jimenez. Phillips eventually reached second on that error. Count at 1-0 to Dakota, the man from Nacogdoches, Texas, and I'm sure his mother is watching.
Some guy just walked past this secret weapon there, and he had some kind of a hat that had more, it was like a flashing red light. It just kept going by.
So he has a fireman's hat that is American flag style with LED lights with the colors red, white, and blue. So it's a special glow-in-the-dark fireman's hat.
Oh, okay. All right. First time I ever seen anything like that, and that's right. It caught my attention.
Oh yeah, I think it was a custom-made hat for tonight's occasion.
All right.
You know, before you know it, 4th of July is around the corner.
Yes.
Phillips with a 1-1 count. Runner at second and Castro 1 out. Tie game at 6th, bottom of the 7th. From the left side of the rubber, Thompson fires. Swing and a miss. Phillips just missing the fastball from Thompson. Count at 1-2. More fireworks continue to shoot off in the parking lot in right field. Phillips hitting .379 at Bosse Field heading into this game. The pitch. Ground ball over to Galuski. Will catch it in the air. And that will be out number 2. Rob Calabrese, the batter. He is 1 for 3 today, had the RBI double that scored Phillips back in the 5th to give the Otters at the time the 6-5 lead. The New York native to the plate with 2 outs. Another opportunity for the Otters to score Castro from second base. First pitch. Outside for a ball. And there are fans here, one running across the way, trying to cheer on the Otters.
Trying to get the wave started.
There goes our guy's secret weapon.
Yeah.
Ground ball foul down the first base line. Makes the count at 1-1 to Calabrese.
You know, one of the greatest things he ever wanted to see was old Cleveland Indians Stadium. that held 80,000 people, and they were only drawing like 11 to 12,000 a game. And then someone would start the wave, and they'd have 2 people over here, and then 3 people here, and 5 people. And it was amazing. They'd go from left field to right field, all say 10 or 12,000, and it was just funny. It was.
You got to give credit to Secret Weapon back in the 5th. I think he helped contribute to that rally.
Oh yeah, he is a great, great fan. Great person as well.
The pitch inside for a ball. Count at 2-1. On deck will be Anthony Maselli. There is 2 outs. Calabrese leading the team in batting average heading into today's game. Hitting .318. Played in the San Francisco Giants organization last year. The 2-1 to Calabrese. Will be fouled behind the plate, evening the count at 2. Well, Bill, today in 1928, Ty Cobb at age 41 steals home for the 50th and final time.
Oh, really?
Ty Cobb, one of the best hitters in baseball, probably after Ted Williams.
One of the unethical people, too.
Oh, he was a little dirty, right?
Yes, he spiked people.
2-2. That was by the feet of Calabrese. Could have hit him. I think he dodged it.
Right. You know, in
those 3-2.
Those days they didn't have night baseball. It was all day baseball. And he'd get out at the ballpark around 10 o'clock and he'd flood home plate in the area so that it would be muddy. So then he'd bunt and the pitcher or the catcher would slip and he'd get base hits. He was dirty.
I'm sure that's not allowed today. Payoff pitch. Low for ball 4.
And I was told, again, indirectly, I was told that he used to sharpen with a file his spikes so that he would spike people at second and short.
That ain't right.
Yeah, I remember I slid into second base and I ripped the bag with my spikes. And one of the scouts was there and they said, "Oh boy, you look just like Ty Cobb." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "You spiked the bag and you ripped it." I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, that's what Ty used to do. Only he would spike the ball player."
We get a mound visit. Andy McCauley, the manager for the Otters, also talks to hitting coach Bobby Siegel to see what we should do in this situation. Maselli currently the batter. Calabrese works a walk. Castro remains at second. He doubled to get there.
Well, there's nothing Siegel can tell Andy except tell him to hit the ball and get a base hit.
First pitch to Maselli, low for a ball. Count at 0-1. Thompson in, he came in back in the 6th. Out for a second inning of work. The 1-0 outside for this time a called strike.
I thought that was a ball, and I thought the first one was a strike.
So now we're even.
Yeah, either my eyesight. Well, again, I don't have my glasses.
You still, from those 2 pitches, you're seeing it pretty well. The 1-1. Ground ball to the pitcher. Throw it over to first. In time. Otters leave runners stranded at second and first. We head to the top of the 8th. We're tied at 6. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank Sinorama Evansville for their support this season. Sinorama Evansville is a multi-application supplier of custom-made signs, banners, and decals in the tri-state. Located at 1300 North Royal Avenue in Evansville, Sinorama is open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. They can be reached by phone at 812-477-7763 and can be found online at sinorama.com/in-Evansville. Sinorama Evansville, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Heritage Federal Credit Union has 7 full-service branches in both Evansville and Newburgh, serving more than 38,000 members. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Vanderburgh or Warwick County. Heritage Federal Credit Union offers mortgage and consumer loans, checking and savings accounts, as well as online banking for members. Heritage Federal Credit Union can be reached toll-free by phone at 1-800-858-1693. It can also be found online at hfcu.info.
The Hoosier Lottery began selling lottery tickets on October 13, 1989. Since then, the Hoosier Lottery has offered hundreds of different games, awarded prizes to millions of players, and given billions of dollars to the state of Indiana. The Hoosier Lottery's mission is to responsibly provide innovative and entertaining lottery games for the benefit of the citizens of Indiana. To learn more about the Hoosier Lottery, visit them online at HoosierLottery.com. The Hoosier Lottery, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. We have a tie game here in the 8th inning.
And there's an old rule in baseball, and professional baseball, and that is you don't get paid for extra innings. You know, you're salaried. Extra innings, you don't get paid.
Want to check and see if the viewers have commented on the game so far?
Yeah, please.
All right.
Tell me which one is saying, get that guy off, Dave.
All right. To the plate will be Connor Oliver, and then the top of the order with Jack Parenti and Dylan Jones. Got a handful of comments today.
Oh, really?
Oliver to the plate. He has a single back in the second, as well as an error he reached on back in the fourth. Pitch, ground ball over to Maselli. Across to Castro. I'll make the catch for out number 1. That was a close call. (6-3) on the putout will bring up Parenti, who is 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. We have someone heading out to the ballpark on the 28th of the month. Mrs. Phillips chimed in. They're cheering loud from Texas for their son, as well as the rest of the team.
Well, good.
We have Bill Bush commenting again. We appreciate that. First pitch to Parenti. That'll be called a strike on the inside corner. Counted 0-1. We have someone who's cheering Go Evansville with a lot of exclamation points, and rightfully so. Right from the belt, the 0-1. Ground ball over to Cronin. Throws it to Castro in time for out number 2.
One of the things I have observed so far this season is there's not a lot of trotting going down at first base. Everybody is running hard.
As they should be, though.
Yeah, because you never know what's going to happen. But, you know, you see so many ball players, they hit a ground ball to second short, and they just trot down. They can assume that they are out. Whereas, you know, you hustle down that base path, you never know.
And Bill Bush, one of his last comments is something that we can all agree upon. The Otters need to square up on the baseball when they're at the plate.
Yes. Yes.
First pitch from right is a called strike on the inside corner to Dylan Jones, who has hurt the Otters this series.
Yeah, we've had more opportunities to score, and we haven't. I know we scored 4, and, you know, but, I mean, we've had, all throughout the game, we've had runners on base.
Counted 0-1 to Dylan Jones. Right. Well, set from the belt. He'll fire. Just missing the outside corner for a strike 2. Instead, it's ball 1. We have, I believe, 200 people watching this game on YouTube. So
really?
Pretty impressive.
Yes. And it's a courtesy of Mr. Bussing. You know, it doesn't, when he first started, it was...
ground ball to Maselli. A throw. And that will not be in time.
Yeah.
Carlos had a great attempt at stretching at first. Instead, a single there by Jones. Jones is 3 for 5 tonight.
You know, Maselli on short.
Went to Boston College.
Yeah, but there's so many times that when he stretches, he falls down. He's getting up and making throws, whereas, you know, he's making the play difficult, is what I'm trying to say.
To the plate will be Galuski, who had a run scored. He has a single and a double. Ground ball to Long on a hop across the Castro in time for out number 3. We head to the bottom of the 8th. We need to square up on the baseball and get a run across the board. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Chapter 16, would like to take time to say, Go Otters! The IBEW Local 16's jurisdiction includes 13 counties in southwestern Indiana, as well as Wabash County in Illinois. Its members are divided into several categories of electrical work, including inside construction, maintenance electric, residential wiring, and sign classifications. More information on IBEW Local 16 can be found online at ibew16.net.
The Tri-State Area Marathon service stations are proud supporters of the Evansville Otters. Marathon has over 5,100 Marathon-branded stations nationwide, and a full list of area Marathon stations and a list of daily gas prices are available online at mymarathonstation.com. Marathon provides products which support commercial, industrial, and retail operations. Marathon's slogan is Fueling the American Spirit.
This Evansville Otters broadcast is made possible through support from New Image Travel. New Image Travel provides motor coach charter service to the United States and Canada with pickup within a 150-mile radius of Evansville. A full list of New Image Travel's offerings can be found online at newimagecharter.com. New Image Travel can be reached toll-free at 1-800-432-6213. New Image Travel, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. We get a new pitcher in the game, Jake Cousins. Thompson's day is done. Cousins, a right-hander who played for the GCL Nationals. He also is from West Chicago, Illinois.
He was in last night's game.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
So the Otters jumped out to a 2-0 lead after the first. RBIs by Long and Phillips. Tied game thanks to the Boomers. They scored 2 runs in the 4th. Then they scored 3 in the 5th off 2 home runs to take a 5-2 lead. And the bottom of the 5th, 4 runs crossed the plate, 3 of them on an error by the pitcher Rozek. The ball was hit by Dakota Phillips at the time. Then an RBI double scored Phillips from Rob Calabrese to give the Otters at the time a 6-5 lead. Then at the top of the 6th, an RBI by, I believe it was Gonzalez, thank you, tied the game at 6. We got a called strike on the outside corner to Justin Irby. Counted 0-1. A lot has happened. We have 6 runs on 14 hits for the Boomers. Next pitch to Irby, a called strike 2 on the inside corner. Righty on righty matchup. Count quickly at 0-2. 6 runs on 10 hits for the Otters. So 24 hits and 12 runs scored in the game, as well as 2 errors, 1 on each team. 0-2. Ground ball over to Polston at short. Across and over the head of Jimenez. That will be an error. As Bill saying hello to a lovely young fan right here. one of your favorites.
No, I don't know.
She didn't want to say hello.
Okay.
That's one of our favorite fans. And her mother and her grandmother and grandfather, they are some of the best fans we got. Plus, they open their doors to the ball players. So generally, one or two of the ball players generally stay at their location.
Oh, so they're a host family.
Yes, they are host families.
So Irby reaches on an error. You want to get a base run any way you can to lead off an inning. We have one right here in Irby. Meggs to the plate. He has a single in the second and 2 groundouts, both in the 4th and in the 6th. He's 1 for 3. The first pitch to Jack, he shows bunt, pulls the bat back, slides back out of the batter's box. Count it 1-0.
Yeah, that third baseman, Galuski. Yeah, I finally got it right, didn't I?
Yes.
I mean, he's like a hawk. He is coming in looking for that prey.
I like the description.
Oh, thank you.
This pitch near the head of Meggs.
Right, so now one nearly hits him in the thigh. The second one nearly hits him in the head. So this guy out in the mound is rattled. Now we should still have the bunt on, even though it's a 2-0 count.
Jack is not bad at laying a sacrifice bunt. He shows you right here. Goes down to first. The throw from the pitcher is in time, moving the runner, Irby, over to second. Great job there by Jack.
I'm going to compliment him on the fact that he put a beautiful bunt down toward the first base line because, as we said, Goluski down there was coming in like that hawk we talked about, and he might have prevented the runner from going to second, whereas Jack Meggs put that perfect bunt down, and, you know, that's what you need. That's good heads-up baseball. He probably learned an awful lot from his father. His father's a college coach, right?
There's a runner change. That was Hunter Cullen stealing second.
Oh, really?
So Irby was relieved by Hunter Cullen.
Well, if you remember, Irby fell on the ground. Maybe he got hurt.
So Hunter Cullen with that over at second didn't steal, but the Otters now have speed at second base. Cronin to the plate wants to drive that run in. Cronin today is 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored, a single and a double. Cullen at second came in to relieve Irby. Cullen in as the pinch runner. The 1-0, ground ball, Cullen on the run. The throw from Polston over to Jimenez is in time for out number 2. But Hunter Cullen now 90 feet away from home.
Yeah.
The go-ahead run for the Otters is at third.
And we've got the possibility of a pass ball. You always, when a runner is on third, it depends on the catcher. If he's got confidence in that pitcher's delivery, a lot of catchers will not call for the breaking pitch with a runner on third because they're afraid that if the ball gets by them, they look bad. So all they do is, heck with me, I'm not going to look bad, but let the pitcher, so-call fastball, fastball, fastball.
Grieshaber, 0 for 3 heading into this at-bat. He's got a runner at third and his buddy, Hunter Cullen. The pitch. Cold strike on the outside corner. Counted 0-1.
Well, this guy's not afraid to call a breaking pitch because that's what it was. That was the curveball.
Righty on righty matchup. Cousins from West Chicago. Keith from St. Louis.
There it is.
Behind the plate.
Oh, that's right. Good call, Hunter.
The ball bounced in front of the third base line to the left. A good job there by Otto to keep the ball in front of him and prevented Cullen from stealing home. And that was honestly a good play there all around because if Hunter went, he was going to be a dead duck.
You ain't kidding. He would have been out to dry. You're right. But give the catcher tremendous marks because, again, he blocked it with his chest protector, and it kept in front of him, which you're supposed to do, and that prevented Hunter from advancing. Yes. If that got by him, we'd be ahead.
The 1-1 in the dirt for a ball. Count moves to 2-1.
Yeah, that pitch that got by, or didn't get by, but was blocked, was a sharp breaking curveball, which bounced in front of the plate.
Counted 2-1 to Keith Grieshaber. The pitch in the dirt. Good stop there by Otto, the catcher. And Secret Weapon wants to start another rally. Nick Drake, great Otters fan down the first base side, waving his flag proudly. 3-1 the count to Keith Grieshaber. Hunter Cullen at third. Keith, heading into this at-bat, is 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. The pitch. Check swing. Does not go around. Close call. Too close for comfort.
Oh, I'll say that was strike. Thank you, Mr. Umpire.
Ryan Long to the plate with an opportunity to give the Otters the lead.
You know, back in the 40s, there was a right fielder for the New York Yankees by the name of Tommy Hendrick, and he was nicknamed Old Reliable. And I think this man here should be called Old Reliable, Mr. Ryan, because, as you say, what has he got, 21, 22 RBIs? He's been a great contributor.
I think he's got 25.
25, all right.
Right-handed pitcher, left-handed batter. Long will go around home plate after the check swing. That will be strike one. The man from Crandall, Texas, we've seen many late-game heroics from him.
Yes, we have.
Go-ahead runs, home runs, clinching RBIs. He can do it all. The 0-1. Keith Grieshaber goes. And no throw from the catcher, Odo. Now, I think that was a smart play by Odo, the catcher. He didn't throw down because he may have been afraid of the double steal. Cullen has the speed to steal home.
Right, but that's suicide, though. Well, again, what's name had a big jump. Keith. That was the reason why he didn't throw, too.
The 1-1 in the dirt for a ball.
Yeah.
Carlos Castro on deck if necessary. Tie game at 6. Runners on second and third for the Otters. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. 2-1 the count to Ryan Long, who leads the team in RBIs and is tied for first in home runs. Tied with Castro and Cullen. Cullen at third. Grieshaber at second. The pitch. Ground ball over to first. He can't field the play.
Save. Did he call it? Yes.
We have
there we are.
Hunter Cullen scoring from home. Ryan Long safe at first. The Otters take the lead, 7-6. The ball was bobbled by the first baseman Jimenez. Thompson went over on the cover, and that throw to first base was not in time. We're waiting on the official scoring. A mound visit to Cousins. Otters take the lead. A hard-hit ball by Ryan Long down the first base line. It will be officially ruled an error.
Which prevents Ryan from getting the RBI. Anyway, the Otters are up. That's all that counts.
Stealing home, or not stealing home, touching home is Hunter Cullen. Carlos Castro to the plate. Carlos is 2 for 3 today with a single, a double, a walk, and a run scored. 2 outs. Otters just took the lead on a hard-hit ground ball by Ryan Long. RBI is not credited because there is an error on the first baseman Jimenez. But Cullen comes around to touch home. Swing and a miss from Castro. That was a fastball inside for strike one. At third is Keith Grieshaber. At second is no one. At first
is Mr. Ryan Long.
Yes. Wild one here. Wild one here, Bill.
Yeah.
3 errors committed by the Bloomers tonight.
All costly errors, too.
And if they believe all of them have allowed the Otters to score runs.
Exactly. Not a bad crowd there. You hear the announcement.
2,341 people here at Bossy Field, and they're still here.
Yes.
They're here for the fireworks. The 0-1, inside for a ball, count even at 1.
Well, then they can leave as soon as the third out in the ninth innings because the fireworks is ready here on the field. I mean, this has been an exciting, extraordinary game.
A lot of twists and turns. It's been a roller coaster today here at Bossy Field. The 1-1 in the dirt for a ball. Count moves to 2-1. And to be quite honest with you, the count should be a 3-0 because that first pitch was a ball inside to Carlos. He just swung and missed it. On deck is Dakota Phillips. There are still 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. Next pitch to Carlos, low in the dirt. Count of 3-1. But in this at-bat, the pitcher, Cousins, has not thrown a strike.
Let's hope that Carlos gets that pitch and he drives it, because Carlos has the ability to drive a ball 400-plus feet.
So the Otters in the bullpen. As a pitch, Carlos thought it was ball 4. Go ahead, Bill.
Hey, boy, get back here.
But I think we could agree with Carlos that that pitch was low.
Yeah, but the point was Carlos made it really look bad when he just flipped that back and then started going down the down the base. I mean, he really made it look like I'm calling the pitch, not the umpire. And again, don't make the umpire look bad.
The payoff pitch to Castro will be foul behind the plate. Long will trot back to first. So the Otters have Taylor Wright. He was the last guy used on the mound for the Otters. They have Abraham Almonte, who has a save this year, in the bullpen, as well as closer Danny Urbeck in the bullpen as well. Urbeck was warming up moments ago, but it looks like there's no action in the bullpen now. The payoff pitch to Carlos. Swing and a miss. And that'll be a strikeout to end the inning. The Otters take the lead. An error by the shortstop Polston. No, the error by the first baseman Jimenez. The ball was thrown not in time to the pitcher Cousins. The Otters have a 1-run lead as we head to the top of the 9th. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
The Tin Fish Restaurant is located at 707 State Street in Newburgh, Indiana. Independently owned and operated, the Tin Fish menu featured salads and sandwiches, as well as seafood platters and combos, and seafood burritos, tacos, and burgers. The Tin Fish Restaurant is open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. They can be reached by phone at 812-490-7000. Visit them online at tinfishnewburgh.com. The Tin Fish Restaurant, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Why Old National Bank? Old National Bank began in 1834 with just one room and a passion for helping people prosper. Today, we are honored and grateful to be the financial partner for so many businesses, families, and individuals like you. From our commitment to safety and security to our promise of service that will exceed your expectations, we want to be your bank for life. Old National Bank, member FDIC.
The local Pepsi bottling group features Pepsi Company products for distribution to retailers and vendors in the tri-state and would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. The Pepsi bottling group has locations at 2605 West Marion Street in Marion, Illinois, 3081 Contronics Drive in Owensboro, Kentucky, and 11733 West Industrial Park Drive in Elberfeld, Indiana. Information on Pepsi products can be found online at PepsiCo.com. Pepsi, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. This is Dave Nguyen on the call. Bill McCune has just left the building. He has had some stomach problems that have occurred throughout the game. He was a trooper, and I always appreciate him sitting him next to me. New pitcher for the Evansville Otters, the man from Allentown, Pennsylvania, Danny Urbeck, the Otters closer. We spoke to him earlier this week. He embraces the pressure. This will be a WOW call to the bullpen. WOW is the TV, phone, and internet provider here in Evansville. One of the best double play deals here in town. Nick Odo to the plate. Then Hardy and Gonzalez. Otters with a one-run lead. First pitch. Fly ball. Foul territory. Long might have it. He'll make the catch. One pitch, one out to the hot-hitting Odo. He's retired after the fly out to Long. One away. Odo finishes the night 1 for 5. Clint Hardy to the plate. He has a 2-run home run back in the 5th that at the time extended the Boomers' lead to 5-2. Righty on righty match up the pitch. Swing and a miss. Fastball there from Urbeck for strike one. Long at third, Maselli at short. Cronin at second, Castro at first. On the edge of the outfield grass are Maselli and Cronin. Urbeck fires. That pitch is low in the dirt. Count even at 1. Clint Hardy has been a thorn in the spine for the Otters the past 5 times they have played, including tonight. Hardy is 2 for 4 tonight with a 2-run homer and a single. He'll fly this one foul down the first base line. Count moves to 1-2. Looks like we've made a defensive substitution. We have J.J. Gould at shortstop. We have Hunter Cullen at center. Looks like Jack Maggs in right. The 1-2. Ground ball foul down the third base line. Hardy played for the Boomers last year. He resides in Evans, Georgia. He broke up Patrick McGuff's no-hitter last Friday. Scored the game-winning run for the Otters, for the Boomers last week. And the extra inning affair on Saturday. Today, he has hit a 2-run homer and a single and a 2-run scored. Yesterday, he was 1 for 4 with a single. 2-2 the count. The pitch, low in the dirt for a ball. Count at 3-2. On deck, Julio Gonzalez. Urbeck coming into tonight with a 1.23 ERA, 24 strikeouts. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, a strikeout from Urbeck. Out number 2, strikeout number 25. Julio Gonzalez to the plate. Julio has had an excellent night. 3 for 4 with a double, 2 singles, and a run scored. The game-tying RBI double back in the 6th. Left-handed batter against the right-handed pitcher matchup. The first pitch. Cold strike on the outside corner. Counted 0-1. Gonzalez resides in beautiful Miami, Florida. Attended Florida Gulf Coast University. Urbeck from Allentown, the 0-1. Behind the plate. Gonzalez steps back and falls to his knees as that pitch went behind the catcher Calabrese. Count even at 1. 2 outs. Top of the 9th. Otters with a 1-run lead. 7 runs on 10 hits for the Otters. 6 runs, 14 hits, and 3 errors for the Boomers. The 1-1. Cold strike on the outside corner. 1-2 the count. 2 outs. Otters with a 1-run lead. And a roller coaster of a game. Fans on their feet. The 1-2. Fly ball. Left field. Grieshaber will make the catch, and the Otters tie this series at 1. They win by a final score of 7-6 in a game that went up and down the entire way. The Otters are coming out on top. Fireworks out in left center field, and a preview for the fireworks display tonight here at Bosse Field, celebrating the 25th anniversary of these Evansville Otters. We'll come back to recap everything here on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
Since 1994, Slays Restoration has been assisting tri-state residents clean up and restore their properties after disasters of all kinds. Located at 2121 Cotter Avenue in Evansville, Slays Restoration offers assistance for water damage, fire and smoke damage, mold and biohazard mitigation, complete reconstruction, and much more. Slays Restoration can be reached toll-free 24 hours a day at 1-888-776-8555. It can also be found online at slaysrestoration.com.
SRG Global, a Guardian company, would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. Founded in 1932, SRG Global is one of the world's largest manufacturers of chrome-plated plastic parts for the automotive, commercial truck, and household appliance industry. Located locally at 601 North Congress Avenue in Evansville, SRG Global can be found online at srgglobal.com. They can also be reached in Evansville by phone at 812-477-6151.
Injuries are inevitable. It doesn't matter if you're playing baseball, walking the dog, or falling from a ladder. Injuries happen. When they do, Tri-State Orthopedics offers treatment for sprains, strains, and fractures by medical specialists. Tri-State Orthopedics is located at 225 Cross Lake Drive in Evansville, just north of the Lloyd and I-164. Tri-State Orthopedics can be reached by phone at 812-477-1558. Its urgent care line is 812-474-OUCH. Tri-State Orthopedics, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
The Pizza Brick Road always goes to Tyroni's. I'm in the mood for pizza and I'm ready to go. The Pizza Brick Road goes to Tyroni's. So follow me down the Pizza Brick Road. Road down to Tyroni's. The Pizza Brick Road. The Pizza Brick Road always goes to Tyroni's.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. This is the postgame show. Dave Nguyen here on the call. My partner in crime, Bill McCune, left in the top of the 9th because he had some stomach issues. Bill, I hope you're driving home safely. The Otters won a roller coaster of a game by a final score of 7-6. They jumped out to a 2-0 lead in the first. RBI doubles by both Ryan Long and Dakota Phillips. Phillips was eventually tagged out at second, trying to extend his single into a double, but it gave the Otters a 2-0 lead. The Boomers would respond by scoring 2 runs in the fourth on RBIs by Gonzalez. In the fifth, they scored 3 runs, 2 of them on home runs, a solo by Dylan Jones, and a 2-run home run by Nick Otto. That gave the Boomers a 5-2 lead. After that, in the bottom of the fifth, as we hear some background music for the fireworks that are about to appear, the Otters scored 4 runs in the fifth. 3 of them were on an error. A ball was hit by Dakota Phillips to the pitcher at the time, Rozek. He threw the ball over the first baseman, Jimenez, and that scored 3 runs when the bases were loaded. Phillips then scored on an RBI double from Rob Calabrese for the Otters to take a 6-5 lead. Then in the top of the sixth, Galuski with an RBI double that scored Jack Parenti tied the game at 6. No runs scored in the 7th, and we go to the bottom of the 8th. Justin Irby reached on an error that was by the shortstop Polston. He threw it over the head of the first baseman Jimenez. Irby hurt himself on that play and then was pinched run by Hunter Cullen. Sack bunt by Jack Meggs got Cullen over to second base. A ground out by Cronin advanced Cullen to third with 2 outs. A walk to Keith Grieshaber put runners on first and third. Ryan Long hit a ground ball to the first baseman, Jimenez. The pitcher, Cousins, went to cover first base, and the throw was not in time. And that gave the Otters a 7-6 lead. Coming into the 9th, Danny Urbeck pitched a 1-2-3 inning with a strikeout. And that is how the Otters were able to tie this series at 1 between the Schaumburg Boomers and themselves. Tune in tomorrow for the rubber match. For the 7th consecutive time, the Otters will be going into a rubber match of a series. It will be the final game of the 6-game homestand here at Bosse Field. For my partner, Bill McCune, and my radio engineer, Joey, I am Dave Nguyen. Final score, Otters win by a score of 7-6. And first pitch tomorrow here at Bosse Field will be at 5:05 p.m., 4:45 pregame show. Once again, the final score tonight from Bosse Field as fireworks are about to explode. The Schaumburg Boomers, 6, and the Evansville Otters, 7. For our buddy Joey back in the studio, I'm Dave Nguyen, signing off.